off in the Premier League. The guys are in the studio with me already. Coach Christopher Nimley is here, Adam Kai is here, Manuel Kwache and Yao Eje Minta will be joining us in a bit. So I'm going to get right into the conversation as we even begin with the 2 p.m. batch of matches. Chelsea Football Club have a really important game to play, or are playing an important game against Brighton and Hove Albion. Enzo Maresca has been without a win for a minute, so that game, all important one that is. I'll just touch on that briefly before we get into any form of recap. So like I did mention, the 2 p.m. batch of matches are active now as we speak in the Premier League. So let me go through that lineup from Chelsea. But United lost earlier on in the early kickoff game by 3-1. We'll get into that a little later. But let me get into the lineup. So for Chelsea, they are playing at home in this game. It's a 4-2-3-1. That's how they've lined up in this one. 4-2-3-1. Sanchez is the goalkeeper for Chelsea. You have Kukureya, Hato, Chalobah, and Reece James. That's how they look like. Andre Santos manages to get a starting berth. Came in as a sub in the last game where they picked up a red card. Caicedo is his midfield partner. And then you have Neto, Fernandes, and also Esteval. Pedro is leading the line. So that's what the Chelsea lineup looks like. When you go over to the other side and check out Brighton and Hove Albion, so they have Verbruggen in post. They have Veltman, Van Hecke, Dank, and Ferdi Cardiolu. Then they have Ayari and Baleba in the middle of the park. Minte, Gomez, Mitoma, and Jorginho Ruta. So that's how it's looking like as far as the game is concerned. Let me bring my people into the studio. Good to see Manuel back. Coach, let me start off with you on the Chelsea Brighton and Hove Albion notes. So that game as it stands is goalless. I just want quick comments on this game. We'll come back and revisit it heavy, but we'll obviously tackle that early kickoff. But just snap thoughts. Maresca has had some adversity to begin the season. The Club World Cup form didn't transfer into the campaign. What's your advice for him in this one?
I think I said something that because of the fact that they played in the Club World Cup and they've not had enough rest, it will come back to bite them. So what they really need to do, they need to start very, very well so that as and when fatigue sets in, it may not have a toll on them.
Yeah.
But so far too, they've not played very well. They've lost some important games. They've won some, but even the games they've won, the performance have not been convincing at all. And if you are Maresca, you want them to quickly, without delay, restore that belief, that conviction in the things that they are noted to do. Because we saw them in the World Club Championship where they were absolutely brilliant. I think they dealt with every opposition, and at the end of the day, they showed that conviction that when it is that high, when the stage is very high, they will definitely live up to it. I think one player who has contributed to their sort of undulating form has to be the up and down of Cole Palmer. Palmer is not fit. He's been ruled out for the next 3 to 4 weeks, and although we've seen him played in some other games, he's not been very, very convincing.
And we've heard rumors that we don't know how true they are, but we are hearing rumors that he's dissatisfied with his manager's tactics and the way he's being deployed.
He doesn't like that. In fact, I believe there's some iota of truth in that. And at the end of the day, I don't subscribe to that, because if you are a player, what you really need to do is to buy into your manager's idea, because he's responsible for putting the team together. And at the end of the day, when the team don't win games, his job is what is on the line. So your responsibility is to play for the badge and see how well you can contribute to your maximum for the progress of the team. But if you say because of the system the manager is playing, you don't like that, but you're already there. At the end of the week, you don't complain if the money hits your account. So I completely don't don't
subscribe
subscribe to those players who believe that the manager should be playing a certain. But for all you know, the system is not being faithful to you. But there are other players who appreciate the system. So who?
Maybe he thinks he's the best player in the team.
Maybe they are responsible for that, and at the end of the day, they have carried that up to him. His performances when he was bought from Man City, the sort of things he did, they least expect him to come and do what he did, but he did that. So he's earned the right to.
Let me give you an update real quick. Crystal Palace have scored against Liverpool in their game at Selhurst Park. So Ismail Assar, in the 9th minute, that ball has gone into the back of the net. So that's one of the 2 p.m. matches happening. Just snap thoughts on that. I'll give the guys also a say on that.
I mean, these are the 2 unbeaten teams in the league before today.
So and Palace have been very...
they've been very structured. They've been very
from the end of last season, coming in the cup competitions.
Exactly. They've been brilliant. In for me, the reason why I've liked them, they don't just give anything away. If you have to beat them, you have to earn the right to beat them. And for me, if you have not a coach, but the playing body within themselves, and they understand that, look, we are hard not to crack. If you want to crack us, you should earn the right to do so. We are not going to give you anything on the silver platter like Manchester United, where Harry Maguire is giving goals left, right, centre. Bayende is all over the place in 6s and 7s. And then, look, if you make yourself a compact force, a force very tightly packed and very difficult to break down, these are the results you get. And for me, I think Liverpool is to win this. I think this is the second goal. What a save by Alisson.
That was a great point blank save. Like, that is a goal. If that save is in, that's a great
looks
point blank
looks
save.
like Crystal Palace have their tails up in this game. It's 11 minutes played, and they look by far the better team. So it's 1-0 advantage Palace. Let me just run through the rest of the game. So there's also Leeds United taking on AFC Bournemouth. There's Manchester City versus Burnley. Both games are goalless as we speak. But the big news also today is that West Ham United have fired Graham Potter. And so that's the big news. He says he's disappointed because he did not get the opportunity to be able to touch on the objectives that he had set for himself. They say they want to move in a different direction as soon as possible. Let me just take your thoughts on that.
Last week when we were here, I made mention that he was one of the managers I expected to be fired first. I just didn't expect it. I thought maybe they will wait at least till the international, like when the break is imminent, and they sack him there so then the new coach.
They'll use the break to bring their new coach.
No, apparently Nuno is already lined up as replacement for him.
What is the Premier League doing?
He's taking a first part of his training session either today.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So they've actually decided quick and
Forest sack Nuno and Postecoglou takes place.
So it's
Potter
quick,
sack Nuno in.
Quick business. So like I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised about the timing, but his sack was kind of coming. If you see the way the team have been performing, they've been conceding, and it's not even just about that. Their general performance in games, there weren't anything that you should be excited about if you're a West Ham fan. So the sack was kind of coming. I'm just surprised that was done at this time. I thought maybe they'll wait, or even maybe before the last international break, and they'll just do it, because I don't think they thought the situation was going to improve if they saw the way the team was playing, especially. So it's just the timing for me. Aside that, there's nothing that is surprising, if you ask me.
Okay, let me get more thoughts on the current games happening. I'll come back and get to that United game, of course, like I said. Mano, snap thoughts on Liverpool Palace. Liverpool down at Selhurst Park.
Yeah, it's an interesting game for Liverpool, given how they started the season, winning all their games so far. They're going up against Palace, who it was a draw in the Community Shield, but people, because they lost on penalties, people still regard it as a loss. And with Palace coming into this with 17 games unbeaten in the league, I think it's probably, since the start of the season, I think that's probably the most interesting challenge for Liverpool. Yeah, but it's I'm interested in seeing with Ekitike out. I want to see how Isak and Vids too. I think this is one of those games where, because it's not necessarily going to be a low block, Palace will come out. So I think this is one of those games where maybe you can be able to show a bit more skill. Yeah, but so far they are 1-0 down and things don't look to be going their way so far.
1-0 down already. Yao, quick thoughts on this game, and then we will take it to the early kickoff game. Just snap thoughts on what's happening right now. What do you expect out of this game?
What do I expect out of this game? I expect Liverpool to win. And even if they don't end up winning it, I expect them to maintain their unbeaten start to the season. That's the least I expect from them, because that's how highly rated I see them, or I have them ranked in terms of the pecking order. They are a very good side, and I see them winning it all this season. And looking at the way they've started the campaign, though they've struggled in terms of consistent performance, in terms of the whole aura about them, the possession, how they play out games, how they see out games. It's a bit not too convincing. It's a bit underwhelming, if you're to be honest. But at the end of the day, they are getting the wins. And like I've said on previous occasions, it's great to be having those kind of not so good performances now, especially when you're trying to bed in new players, especially when it's a new season. This is the time to be able to go through those kind of lumps. And if you are going through those kind of lumps and you are still winning, then that's even better. And so for me, I don't see them losing this game. I see them being able to win this game, or at least getting a draw. I know it won't be easy, just as it hasn't been easy throughout the campaign for Liverpool. Looking at the way they've gone about their business, struggling to beat Burnley, looking at the way they beat Newcastle, all of those games, they ended up still winning. But at the end of the day, they still maintain their unbeaten streak, and I think, this is one of those games that will have them complete the game without a loss. So either a win or a draw, so that they continue their unbeaten run.
Well, on the bench, it looks like some tactical chess between Arne Slot and his assistants. It's Liverpool trying to find a way back into the game. But let's revisit that early kickoff game between Man United and Brentford, or let's say Brentford and Man United, because it was Brentford at home in this encounter. So it was a 4-2-3-1 formation from Brentford. That's how they started off. Kelleher was imposed for them. They had Hickey, Van den Berg, Collins, and Kayode, Henderson, Yamuluk, Shada, Damsgaard, Ouattara, and Thiago. So that's how they started off the game. United had Bayern there, Shaw, Maguire, De Ligt, and they also had Dalot, Ugarte, and I believe Fernandes, Dogu, Cunha, Mbeumo, and Sesko. That's how the game played out. I believe that Brentford took a 2-goal lead in this game. United came back by getting one through Benjamin Sesko, got a penalty that was wasted by Bruno Fernandes, and then Brentford finished the game off. Coach, Amorim is still without back-to-back wins in the league. At this point, when United picked up that penalty, I thought, okay, fortune's about to change. But today, 3-1, after being so close, I don't know, but I feel like this will take something out of them.
Look, to be very sincere, I watched the game, and you cannot exonerate the manager, neither can you exonerate the players from this defeat. A manager is responsible for picking the team. He's responsible for the performance of his team. What he's not responsible for is the results. Now, once he picks his team and the players go out there to perform, the result, he has got nothing to do with it, because left to him alone, he will just pick up the ball and put in the net, and everything goes the way he wants them to go. From what I watched, I think Ruben Amorim is trying to get himself sacked. For the very first time.
You mean he's self-sabotaging?
Yeah. Because look, there were so many things I saw with the selection of the team, one. And then as the game went on.
You didn't like the lineup?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Who didn't you like in the lineup? Because I saw the United bench, it was pretty fragile.
Yeah, I don't see why first and foremost Bayinda should be in goal.
Fair.
Look, for as long as he continues to pick Bayenda, Onana is gone. I would have made the same statement if Onana was around. If the two of them are that good enough, or were that good enough, there wouldn't have been the cry for a third goalkeeper. I believe, yes, reports has said that Amorim wanted the Aston Villa goalkeeper. Villa was going to take around £30 million for that. Ineos and the Glazers felt that if you look at the age of Emi Martinez, there's no resale value to that. So why spend a £30 million on a player whilst there's the young goalkeeper elsewhere who almost every good decent team in Rio is monitoring and is seeking to bring into their fold. And he will come for around 17.5, 18 million pounds. But Amorim, knowing the pressure he's under, wanted somebody who is experienced, who will walk in straight, and the other goalkeepers present will see themselves as number 2 or as number 3. He didn't get what he wanted. Wilcox and the others, Christopher Vles and those people, they felt that Lamont should be the goalkeeper for Manchester United. I understood Amorim not picking Lamont for that game against Man City. I thought it would have been too much of a fire to just throw him in the Manchester Derby at the very first time of asking. So I understood that. Now, report from Carrington had said that even in training, Lamont had shown that he's the better goalkeeper than Bayende. Almost everybody very convinced that United has bought their future number 1. When things are not going well, logically it's not the time to throw him in there. But when the one who is supposed to be the experienced one is not doing anything to improve the situation, if you are very much inclined with the demands of the game, you throw the young boy in there. And then accept that he's young, he's bound to make mistakes. But one thing that is so sure, the sort of mistakes that Bayinda makes. Look, this is week number 6, isn't it? Yeah, week number 6.
Yeah, match week 6.
Already, he's made more than 3-4 mistakes already in 6 games. That is not acceptable. Today, the second goal was clearly his fault. Yes, I understood that tactically, Maguire and Delete were not smart enough. But once they were able to close and force the guy not to came, and the ball came directly at you, you palm it back with your palm into open play. It was hit directly under you, like we say in Ghana. No more a ball a chon ngashing. And if you look at the ball that went under, hey, Asamabo.
Wow.
But how are Palace missing these chances? Like this is like the third one I've seen.
Foul.
It's like the third one I've seen. Like you don't miss those. Like
You don't.
if you keep missing those, you'll be
It'll come
like
back to bite
to come back to bite you. Like
You understand?
They're assessing themselves up for failure.
And think it here. That, in my view, is one of the reasons why Ruben Amorim is trying to get himself sacked. Maybe there's a £12 million package that he wants to take away. Point number 2. Look, every time I have sat here, everybody in Ghana, in the whole world, knows my stand about Harry Maguire. He's not a good footballer. He's not a Manchester United standard of a defender. Don't get me wrong. There may be days he may have good games. But the level of consistency that I got used to when I started supporting Manchester United, what I saw of Jack Stam, David May, Ronnie Johnson, what I saw of those guys, Gary Neville, Dennis Irwin, when they faded out, came the likes of Patrice Evra, Gebre Henze, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, the Fabio da Silva, and then the twin brothers. The sort of consistency I saw in their defending. Let me not bring in the fullbacks. Let me just look at Rio and Vidic. Let me look at Yapstan and Ronnie Johnson. Maguire comes, no, he's not even 20% closer to them. Go watch the game today.
But he signed Euro for big money. He was on the
that's,
bench.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Why the manager is trying to get himself sacked. Look, the current Manchester United defensive network. There is no absolute reason why Maguire should be benching any of them. Especially looking at how Ruben Amorim wants his team to play. You want to play a high line. Maguire is not the defender or the player to have in the middle of a back three. Go watch the game today. The first goal. All he needed to do was to track the run. When the ball was hit 60, 70 yards, instead of tracking the run, he was rather stepping out to set a trap where you could clearly see that before the ball was hit, the player was in front of you. Like Maguire was behind as the last man. Rather, he was moving forward and playing the player onside. He took the ball 1v1. He just.
I think we have an update. Let me get to a few updates. So if you go to Chelsea's game with Brighton and Hove Albion, Chelsea have scored in that game. Let me bring you the goal scorer. Not Bruno Fernandes. Enzo Fernandez. He scored. Esteval with the assist in that goal. 25 minutes played in that encounter. And then there's a goal in Manchester City's game against Burnley as well. Manchester City have scored in that game. I will again bring you the goal scorer in a bit. So let me get there. There are a lot of goals coming in. Liverpool cannot seem to find any. Yes, Manchester City have Maxime Steve, so French international centre back, an own goal in that game to give Manchester City a 1-goal advantage. And then when you go to the Leeds United game as well, we have a goal in that encounter also. Leeds United, I believe, are up in that game. I will confirm that for you in a bit, but it's also 1-0 in that particular encounter. Just
Bournemouth have taken
the lead. Bournemouth have taken the lead in that game. So those are a few updates. I'll be getting to that.
Goal from Antoine Semenyo.
Ghana's Antoine Semenyo. Hold that. We'll be getting to. We'll discuss that in detail in a bit, but
let me
just wrap up the United argument. We have some stats on Bruno Fernandes as well, who displayed that while coach puts together the United argument.
So what I'm saying is that you don't pick a back three knowing that you want to play a high line and decide that Maguire should be the one in the middle. When the season started, he's been Euro, Delete, and Luke Shaw. I don't think they've put any footing wrong. I think, yes, against Man City, Euro got rolled over by Doku. But you see, he's still young. He will learn from these things. You don't punish him by not starting him against Chelsea and then not starting him against Brentford. Maybe if you look at the level of elementary kindergarten error that Maguire committed, if the manager is fair, I don't want to see Maguire in this team for the next 2 or 3 games. He starts from the bench. Point number 3, why I think Ruben Amorim is trying to get himself sacked. Look, there was something I saw, and it was amazing. You and I know that Brentford, when they get a throw in, it's like a corner kick, isn't it?
Yep.
So go watch the game again. Man United gets throw in very close to the corner flag, very close, like within the area of the 18-yard, closer to the corner flag. And United has also thrown a long throw. There's no way you're going to win those long throws. So I could count as many as 9 to 10 throw-ins in the half of Brentford that Man United got today, and the only thing I could see was to throw in. He wait for Maguire and delete and go. Maguire and delete and co. Even in the United box, when Brentford throws the ball long, they are not winning that day. What makes you think as a manager that they will go and win it at the opposite end? What makes you think?
And Brentford have some of the tallest centre backs in the league. So
what makes you think?
Van den Berg, I believe, is about 6'4", 5",
Yes.
something like that.
And for me, the icing on the cake was the substitution I saw him make. Look, players like Dalot, players like Luke Shaw, I think they've outlived their time at Manchester United. I'm happy nobody's talking about extending their contracts. At the end of the day, if United cannot get them shipped out, they'll run down their contract and they will go. This team is not playing in Europe. So for me, if you rest for 7 days and you come, Real Madrid is down by a long goal.
So the Madrid Derby is happening as well. 13 minutes played. Real Madrid versus Atletico. Atletico at home in this game. Atletico have scored. I'm trying to fish out the goal scorer in this one. Real Madrid defenders looking like they don't know what happened as usual.
But the goal was coming. I mean, they've been under some.
It's just funny how Real Madrid defenders are always shaking their head like, bro, you made the mistake. Why are you shaking your head like you don't know what just happened? Like, you know, it's typical.
I think someone slept and the header of the ball crept behind him.
I'm very sure it is Eder Militao. Let's watch the replay again. So ball goes in, headed back across. Oh, back flick, crossed in again, looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that should not be beating you.
What?
Yeah. You should not allow him to get that jump on you.
So ball goes in, let me see.
No.
Nah, he climbs all over you. He climbs all over you.
And the player looks way shorter than him as well.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
It's Alvarez who headed the ball.
Yeah. Julian Alvarez.
No,
No,
Lenormand. It's Robin Lenormand who got the goal.
Lenormand, okay.
Lenormand. But Lenormand is pretty dominant in the air.
No, but
again, he should not be doing that. And he was caught between two Real Madrid players.
And he just used the one in front
of
of
him
him.
as a shield. No,
That is just some disappointing
So look,
defending.
And the players of United, look, you cannot be resting 7 days
Just to come and do
and
this.
come and play like this. Maybe they're trying to get another manager sacked. Maybe. I don't want to see. I will take a firm stand on the matter after the 10th game. You know, I've said that I believe the season, every manager should be given at least
10 games. No, but after match week 6, it looks like your opinion is beginning to properly take shape.
Yeah,
It's taking shape.
it is taking shape because I was saying, no, why sack him after first 2-3 games?
Yeah.
No, you don't do that because you have to allow him the time to fix something. So I believe that after the first 10 games, if he doesn't change it, but look again. Everybody who watched that game, go and look at the first goal that United got, as to how that was not given as a foul on Matthias Cunha. These VAR people, they are the reason why some people are saying that maybe we don't need VAR in the game of football, because it was a clear foul from behind. He received the ball from Dalot, controlled the ball, and then you could clearly see the Brentford player bumping into him from behind. He didn't win the ball, he just pushed him down, and the play was allowed to continue, and Brentford scored. I think, so look, but don't get me wrong, if Bruno Fernandes had put that penalty away,
Game changes.
I think the entire game changes. Look at Militao. If you're
I told you that these guys are not good. Militao and Rudiger, they are not good. No, but you know the funny thing is, Atletico Madrid will not win this game. This is how the Madrid derbies are. They won't win this game. They'll concede an equalizer. They'll go lose the game.
They are typical of doing that.
Oh,
So
the Atletico won't
I won't
win.
put a
They'll win this game. But the Real Madrid defense is comical still. I don't think much has changed about
it. You don't
it.
want to take this defense to play the boys from Qatar.
I mean, look at what is going on in that. Anyway, let me just update you on the other matches happening. Chelsea, Brighton, and Hove Albion is still 1-0. 34 minutes played. Crystal Palace, Liverpool is 1-0 as well. Palace lead in that game. You go to Leeds United, Bournemouth, Antoine Semenyo with the goal. And then Manchester City leading Burnley. Yeah, well, let me stick with you on Antoine Semenyo getting another goal for AFC Bournemouth. They lead by a goal to nil. The Ghanaian is really, really cooking this season.
Oh yes, he is cooking this season. So that would mean what? This will be his sixth goal contribution in 5 games. That's just brilliant. And no wonder there's been reports that the likes of Man United and Chelsea have also registered interest for the January transfer window. That they see him as a possible transfer target, and so. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he's been able to attract such interest. There was some level of interest in the past transfer window, to the extent that we had reports that even Ruben Amorim, Man United head coach, even met him at some point. And so there is some legit interest in there. And once you're able to start the season the way he has started, then that interest will be sustained for a while. If you can carry it all the way till January, there is a possibility that he could potentially move to one of these clubs. If not, let's say Man United.
But they will have to cough up more money than they needed to in the summer.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially, and yes, you can look at Man United, you can look at, let's say, even Chelsea to an extent. But I'm looking at a club like Tottenham Hotspur, because their creativity bit is a little bit lacking and it's a bit too heavy on Kudus and Xavi Simons.
He's a very Thomas Frank type of player, to be honest. Very quick, very direct.
Yes, he scored a direct free kick, by the way. Free kick.
And hard working.
Knows how to press.
Yeah, those kind of guys. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham Hotspur, now that they are not under Daniel Levy, might throw in their hat into the ring and maybe see how things go out. But look, Antoine Semenyo has started the season brilliantly, and that's good news for Ghana. For him, and if he can maintain it, yes, there is a possibility that he moves, but I'm looking at how he maintains it and be able to replicate it for Ghana, for us to get to the World Cup, and once we get to the World Cup, for us to be able to do better. And that's the biggest question the biggest thing when it comes to Antoine Semenyo these days. Is not necessarily about has he scored, has he provided an assist. It's about how he'll be able to translate or replicate this kind of form that he is in at AFC Bournemouth when it comes to the Black Stars. That is the
form
biggest
has been
question.
pretty consistent.
Yeah, that's the biggest question. That and that he looks sometimes he's not too comfortable when he plays for the Black Stars. He's not prolific enough, and he just doesn't give you or cast that image or figure of a guy who is more or less in control of how things are going on around him. Sometimes he looks a little bit lost. Sometimes he looks a bit overwhelmed. And so those are the things that come into play when it comes to Ghana. But once he's with Bournemouth and even before that with Bristol City, you can clearly tell that, he looks pretty much settled and he is comfortable playing his role in the team. And so with Antoine Semenyo, I'm not surprised that he's been able to bag another goal. But the question remains, would he be able to replicate this kind of form when it comes to the Black Stars and for Ghana?
Let me read some messages that have been coming through so far. This one here is from Inketia from Koforidria. Let me see that. He says, "Hi, brother." There's Ruben Amorim's Pythagoras theorem of play, 3-back formation, where there are no shortcuts to the final answer, will surely send my Man United to relegation if care is not taken. And if the board has so soon forgotten, we were 15th on the league log last season with this same system. Edmond from Nungwa says that, "Good afternoon. I totally agree with Coach. Amorim is beginning to dig his own grave, playing players out of position and always very animated on the touchline. I supported him, but I am disappointed
why is
in
it
him
beginning? I don't know where this change in narrative where it looks like the same things he was doing at the start are now intention.
Like, that's what surprising for me.
If there's one thing he's been
he didn't
consistent
start
since
with
the start.
Maguire. United were not throwing long throws.
He's made tweaks actually. I think
He's made
today.
tweaks,
I think today actually. I was just reading like a tactical breakdown. There was a point where with like 25 minutes to go, he went 4-2-3-1.
He changed the system.
Yeah, he's been
Now,
trying
the fact
different
of the
things
matter
today.
is, players like Lenny Yoro should never sit on the bench.
Spent big money on him, and he's a very good prospect too.
He's a prospect. He's
Yeah.
better than Maguire.
I was actually shocked when I saw Euro on the bench.
How
but
can
hey,
you be doing that as a manager?
Anyway.
And you expect that these were not. He didn't start with Maguire in the league.
Yeah.
Man United first 2 games had Euro, Delete and Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Maguire comes in. Look, go and watch the. Did you see the first goal? What number he was? Look, the ball was in front of him, and he was stepping up while the ball was hit.
The primary thing I've been complaining about Amorim is Bruno at the heart of midfield. I've never supported it. I think I've voiced it out consistently, and I feel like if the heart of
that is another issue.
If the heart of your team has that problem,
issue.
your team is going to be problematic every single
That's
match.
another issue.
The team is the literal heartbeat of your team. The midfield, is the literal heartbeat of your team, is the engine room of your team. If there's a problem at your 8, your team is essentially going to have a problem in every single game.
And then you see, let me just add this. Go look at the third goal that United considered. Okay. The ball was given, everybody's a Kobe man. The ball was given to him. He eventually handed the ball over to Brentford. Under no pressure. I don't know whether he took his eye off the ball and then he just toe poked the ball to the Brentford player standing right in front of him. At that time, injury time, at the time, chasing the game, no defensive shift. Every coach will do that. You are losing the game at that time. There's nothing to protect. But when you give the ball to your midfielder, they have to protect the ball. At least you don't hand it over to your opponent that take and go and score. Is he also trying to ditch the coach or what?
Very possible.
Yeah, because look,
very possible. If the coach is trying to jump ship by playing teams that will get himself sacked, then maybe he's trying to get him sacked faster.
Let's look at that third goal. If you can go back to the highlight so that you would describe it. That's what
I'm not disputing anything you are saying.
I just want to. So
if we could find it,
find it. Just look at what he did on the third goal.
I'll try to see if we can find at least a frozen shot of it.
It's very possible. It's very possible because players are human beings at the end of the day.
Anyway, Paul from Great Chile says, Ben, if Amorim refuses to change his tactics, he will keep losing, keep suffering, and will not become a coach that's attractive in the game. And then you have players who cannot run, and yet you play a 3-back. Coaches who play 3-back have players who can run throughout the whole 90 minutes. Why not train with a double 6 so you move Bruno to 10? Play in Mbeumo at 7 and Cunha at 11 with Sesko as 9. What's too big about this? United has become so unattractive, so I went to sleep because I knew they were going to lose. Shame on United. Wow, that's a very harsh message. You're making the point. Oh, I think we have a goal in the Madrid Derby. Real Madrid have equalized. I told you that Atletico Madrid will not hold the lead in the Madrid Derby. Looks like Kylian Mbappe again.
Without a penalty. This came from open play.
I mean, I'm not sure where this shade
Ronaldo fans pushing this.
I mean, he scored like 4 penalties already
he
this
scored
season.
A bunch of penalties.
And so
I think
at the end
that's
of
what's
the
coming
day,
from.
it is a thing. You can't just
There's an update.
you just can't exclude it.
Very
They
have
have
you-
equalized.
Oh,
It is a thing.
Let me get thoughts on from
By the way, it
Edem
was
on
a
that.
good goal. It was a good goal.
on Real Madrid.
So we have 2 games. So Real Madrid 1-1. Let's touch on that real quick. before we go.
for Real Madrid, I think their fans should be happy how they've been able to pick points early in the season, even though I don't think all of them are convinced with most of how the games have been played, completely. I think they've had some good performances, but some of them have been a little jittery. But they've been picking up points, and that's very important, especially in your first 10 games. It gives you a strong stance in the league, and it gives you the chance to get ahead of teams who might struggle with their form a bit before they hit the ground running. So it's a great thing. Alonso seems to have stabilized the team. I don't think there are a lot of ego tantrums going around the dressing room like there used to be. I think Vinny looks very well in sync with Mbappe, and he's kind of.
They look like they are.
I mean, there's not much issue about the left. There was a thing where
there was a thing here. Like I think he's kind of
but
stabilized that, and there's some sort of balance in the team. There's some sort of like understanding amongst the players, and that's really nice to see because they are a talented bunch. It would be a shame to see that they can't work together. So it's that's something Madrid fans should be happy about. I would like to see them like dominates games more, because I believe they have the players to be able to do it. Yeah, that's one thing I would just like to see them do more. My problem with them this season will come from their centre backs. I think it's something you mentioned earlier on when they conceded a goal, even in the manner in which they conceded a goal.
Rubbish.
So their centre backs, because they have a pretty good goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper is really good.
They let him down all the time.
So
anyway, let me get to other matches. There are a lot of other goals that have been scored. So I think Anthony has equalized for Burnley in that game. Quilindichy Hartman with the assist in that game. I was telling somebody to look out for that chap, young chap from the Netherlands. Tattooed himself all up to his neck. He's left wing back, very good player actually.
Leeds to have pulled one
Leeds
back.
United have equalized, but let me take my note and I'll take you out on that again. Quick thoughts on Manchester City, Burnley 1-1 in that game. Man City can't catch a break still.
Yeah, it's surprising when you go back to the start of the season when they played Wolves and everyone thought that, are they back in contention for the title and everything.
I got dealt with. You remember when I made a statement that they will not put fear in anybody.
Yeah,
Very first week, and then they scored 4.
Yep.
And people came. They just came for me. I said, look,
but football fans are usually
Just
reactionary.
Football fans are very fickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just thoughts on that.
Oh no, but I mean they are coming off a win last week, and I would expect them to.
They drew to Arsenal last week.
Yep.
beat Arsenal last week.
Yeah. So they are in hot waters. They are not doing well.
Yeah. But in terms of Pep, I think it's surprising. I think we pointed out the first time when we're looking at their squad that looking at the lineup and the players on the bench, I don't think this is the quality that Pep is used to. If I'm looking at the starting lineup, the only player that would properly really put fear in anyone is probably Haaland. It's their striker. And obviously that's up to him, because there's been times where he's taking players like Fabian Delph to play left back,
And it's worked for him.
Yeah, last season he's found different ways to reinvent himself. But I don't know if it's when Chiki left, and I don't know if maybe it's the whole change in the setup behind him. I don't know if he's also preparing to maybe do like a Guardiola, like what
Klopp did.
No, like what how do you call it? Sir Alex Ferguson did. So after they lost the league title narrowly to City in 2011-12, I think that's when he went and got Van Persie. He got a few other players, and then he won his final league title. He's like, there, I've done it, and then I've left. I don't know if Pep is at that stage yet, because if you look at this team, I'm not sure if there's a lot he can do in terms of competing for the Premier League. And Pep famously doesn't really like big squads. So in terms of the players he has to be sure that the ones he has are the ones he'll be able to take him through the season. Yeah.
They look like a decent team. I looked at they have Reinders. We're all raving about him. Nico Gonzalez looked pretty good last season, but he's no Rodri. I mean, don't get me wrong. Savinho, I think, has been a super big disappointment for me. Look, numbers wise, eye test wise, he doesn't scare any defender. He barely beats his man. He has very little end product to his game. We talk about a lot of other players in harsh tones. I think Savinho has been very.
I'm actually surprised about him, because like this is not the player I used to see when he the season he had at Girona before he came here.
Exactly.
Like it's quite surprising. I've seen flashes of it, but like as you see,
he was very decisive at Girona.
Yeah,
He could put the ball in the back of the net.
super decisive, even with his passing.
Yeah.
So it's surprising to see. Like it's almost like he's not found himself since he came to
He
Manchester
hasn't.
City.
That's why he's trying to leave. He hasn't.
And those are a bit surprising, like, because to me, Savinho and Doku they are not exactly the wingers I would think are Pep wingers. Based on and it's a bit surprising that now he seems to be going for more for the.
No, these are the only people in the world now. There are no other players anywhere.
I mean,
these are the players. These are the players the scouts are hyping up. These are the players who are being sold for big money. There are no other players anywhere. If you think about removing Doku from Manchester City, which winger are you bringing?
No, so Yildiz, Kvaratskhelia. I think there are a few players of different quality.
I think a lot of big clubs didn't move right regarding Kvaratskhelia, because the amount of money that Paris spent on him, clubs have thrown monies on wingers that aren't as good as that.
I think Doku alone was about 60 million.
You're right about Kvaratskhelia, but PSG can muzzle you for players like that. They can compete with you for players like that.
Fair enough,
so
but
that's what it is.
But then again, I don't think a player like Yildiz will cost you 100 million.
I don't think maybe they don't view Yildiz in the same way you view him. So it's there's all those things.
No, but it's just about the profile type. And I don't think, because I think right now he's emphasized a little bit on man-to-man football, and everyone should beat their man. There was a time where he used to bit more on the system, but I think right now he appreciates that once you're able to go past players, you're able to create more opportunities for people. The problem is with the players he has, sometimes you're able to beat the players, but once he gets into the final part of the pitch, you're not able to do as much. Yeah, but the team, in terms of competing for the league title, I think it's a very long season. I think there's still a lot of time to go within it. Donnarumma has been impressive in the time that he's been there. At least, I think people were concerned about him not being able to play with his feet. I always thought that was not a little exaggerated, but he's not. He can hit the target.
Goalkeepers who can't play with their feet is always exaggerated. I'm here to tell you that for a fact.
He can hit a target with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people make it.
It is always exaggerated.
See, he will do that, but we saw a dozen.
Well, the difference is
Even
how
under pressure,
Fair.
he will pick the pass.
Fair.
But the man is being judged because of the precedent he set. Remember Pep? He set the precedent. He came, Joe Hart was England #1 at the time.
But he's
He
changed.
got rid of him.
But he's changed.
No, what I'm saying is that
I mean,
it
you
is
saw the
not,
game against
it is
Arsenal.
not
Pep has
a
changed the way
bad thing
he's
to
playing now.
change.
Yeah.
But when people are judging you by your own sword, you have to accept it.
Fair.
You understand what I'm
Fair
saying?
too.
But he's changed. That's
Am I
why he
happy
went
he's
in for
changed?
Donnarumma.
Yes, I'm happy he's changed because fundamentally, that, in my view, is an extra bonus. If you have a goalkeeper who can,
Thank you.
that's a bonus.
Thank you. I say this all
The
the time.
goalkeeper's primary responsibility is to stop shots with his hand. So if he can do that and get you to build from the back, is an extra bonus that you have to always be happy about. But you don't use that as a yardstick for
to judge.
completely
Yeah.
getting rid
Rid
of
of-
the goalkeeper or something.
I thought
He
Pep,
did
as for
that.
Pep there, he got rid of a lot of players very harshly, but that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, the Premier League 2 p.m. batch of matches are just about on their halftime break. I will go through them in a bit, and then I'll take more opinions on what's going on. If you go to Chelsea versus Brighton, it's still 1-0 advantage Chelsea. Yeah, thoughts on that game? Enzo Maresca is doing the business. Liverpool are still in a lot of trouble. They look like
They should have been down by 4-0.
To be honest,
They should have been down by 4-0
to be
because you
honest-
look at the chances that
Palace have
Crystal
wasted.
Palace have created.
Yeah.
Some saved by Alisson,
yep.
and some have just been sheer unluckiness. Look, they should be up by 4-0. And yes, the football gods might just come back and
That's
hunt
that's
them.
another one.
But
Because-
Liverpool will play a better second half than this.
Yes. So they should be up by at least 3 goals.
Arteta.
They should
Look
be
at how
up
you-
by
how
at
you
least 3
missing this?
goals because look at the chances. They've completely dominated Liverpool.
Oh.
They've completely outplayed
Liverpool
Liverpool.
have
They've
been-
created more chances than
chances.
Liverpool.
Flurry
And
of
so
chances.
look, it's amazing. It's amazing why they are still up by just a goal. They should be up by at least 3 goals and should have pretty much sealed
The game. This game
This
should be
game.
done, yeah.
At the end of the first half, they should have buried Liverpool by the end of this first half and ensure that look, they're going to that second half knowing that all they need to do is just manage the game
Yeah.
and see it out. But at this point in time, there's still about 4 minutes,
to play.
3 minutes left
Yeah.
to play because of the added on time, very very lengthy added on time that has been added onto this game. Liverpool might just come in there, sneak in a goal, and just go on and end up winning it. That's their hallmark. Look, slot time is a thing now. Slot time is a thing now. Back in the day, yes, you used to have Fergie time. Then the Pep Guardiola era also came where you knew that at some point, no matter how badly they played, they will be able to pull out a result. Now it's on slot. Look how many times they've been able to record
Real Madrid
a win
Madrid
or
have
a
gone
draw.
Okay, let me interrupt you there real quick. Ada Goulet.
Atletico Madrid.
It's 2-1 for Real Madrid in the Madrid Derby. Let me see that goal again.
Are we this sick of seeing this thing happen over and over and over again, especially under Diego Simeone?
Thank you to the star boy. Anyway, hold on. Let me see that goal again. Real quick. Why is Lenormand looking stressed?
Man,
This
it's so
is the thing I
deflating.
don't like about defenders. You were done for. Anyway, ball brought in. Mbappe doing his thing. Vinicius gets the ball on the wing, skins his marker. Wow, that's a good cut back. Oh yes, the lefty will finish it.
That's a wonderful goal.
The lefty will finish it.
That's
That's a
wonderful.
really good cut
Took
back.
two men
men
out
of it.
of the play. Found his man in the box.
Vinicius Junior can make good decisions when he wants to, but then there are days when he just wants
He
to be
decides
Superman.
to
Anyway, there's that as well. But coach, just snap thoughts on that Liverpool midfield before we get to reviewing the other games. They have Grafenberg and McAllister. Some way, somehow, they've really struggled to control literally every game this season. Opponents have created chances at will,
I think
it's happening again in this game.
Yeah, I think it's a bit shocking because we saw these guys last season.
Yeah.
And they were very dominant, at least until it became obvious they were going to win the league. That was where I believe they dropped their heads a bit because there was nobody giving them the sort of competition that they needed to have. But having said that, this Liverpool team defensively has got issues. You ask yourself, yes, McAllister and the guys in the middle of the park, but what is wrong with the Konate, the Van Dijk and everybody? The Crystal Palace are just cutting through them. Physically, Crystal Palace are handling them. That, in my view, is shocking. Because Liverpool, take it or leave it, they are a very, very physical team as well. If you've got Konate, Van Dijk, McAllister, and you've got a Soboslai.
I think the laterals have been a letdown. Kerkez has not. Everybody's focusing on Florian Wirtz for assist and goals, but I think Kerkez has been a big letdown.
It's the same thing at Man United.
He's not
the wing backs have been terrible.
He's not imposed his will on Liverpool. He looks like he's still trying to find his way. He's not found rhythm with his team. And then Bradley, when he was coming on for Trent or replacing Trent when Trent was injured, looked like the heir to the right back position. This season, Frimpong has not locked down that position, and Bradley himself does not look like he
But
can
I think
take
that's
charge
one of
of
the
that
problem. I
position.
think the only signing that's really looked like he's worked from the start has been Ekitike. There's been a lot of fluidity problems with them, just trying to get certain people. And even the midfield, I think having to fit Wirtz in when they were used to maybe playing Soboslai there. Now Soboslai has to play at right back, but still function like a midfielder. There's just a lot of things happening in trying to get the team going.
A lot happening, but guys, you need to appreciate the Crystal Palace team. I'm looking at the team that Glasner has and what he might leave when he eventually moves from Palace. This is an impressive team. They just are a few pieces away from probably being a top 6 team. So Henderson, the goalkeeper, once upon a time with Man United, I think he's in good form for Palace.
I think he's better than anything United have at the moment.
Exactly. You look at McGahey, should have gone, but they managed to had one good season, one consistent injury-free season. That's the problem.
But you see, injuries.
Nobody doubts his talent. Nobody doubts his talent. But
injuries are part of the game. If the player is injured,
Not bad. I mean, it looks like about 70 to 90,000 a week between that.
people are taking
come on,
£400,000 a week.
He should at least be on.
Take him to
he should
120.
at least be on 110, 120.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's even. I don't think he wants 100.
Because
I think he's going for the juggler. He's asking for like
if he
150,
goes for
200K.
free,
150, 200.
don't forget, if he goes for free, if you are to put him on the market,
Yeah.
if you look at the
Teams
way
to
the
snap him
market-
up. Yeah. And he's a lefty.
Truth
No,
be
I mean,
told,
so in his last season at Leipzig, he was earning 19,000 to about 20,000.
Yes.
They bumped him up to about 70,000 to 90,000.
But he,
Now-
but he feels he's
grown in stature. I mean,
Yeah.
you cannot
You've won the Premier League.
you cannot deny that
Once
he's
you
grown in
won the
stature.
Premier League,
Your value
at
has
least
gone up.
£20,000 increment needs to come.
That definitely is understandable.
Was
But
he not part of the team when they won the Champions League? He was.
No,
Yeah.
he came
after
after that.
yeah. So, but
Yeah, so
I mean,
he's
I'm
won
just
2
saying.
Premier League titles.
Yeah.
He won the Premier League with
No,
Klopp.
I think he missed out on the first Premier League title,
Missed
the
out
one
on
in
that.
COVID, and
Yeah.
he came
He
came the season after they won that
He
one.
wasn't part of that.
And so then,
no,
But he's still a Premier League
I mean, he's
winner.
won everything. He's almost won everything now. He hasn't won
what's
the
the-
bar the Champions League. He's won the
look at
EFL
the
Cup,
money
FA
that
Cup, with
Maguire
everything.
and Co are taking free money.
Oh,
It's 2-2. It looks like it's 2-2 in the Madrid derby. Look at El Cholo, the touch.
Cholo looks
guy.
alive.
Then look, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid's defense.
What is that?
You know the funny thing about Real Madrid, coach. I've said this. I tell somebody that I started watching Real Madrid in basically JHS. Real Madrid have never been good in defense.
They are
From
complaining
from
they
Ivan Helguera and Fernando Hierro to they've from Walter Samuel and they've never been good in defense. Those days they had good individual players in
very
like
nice.
defenders,
Maybe
but they were
the
never
goal-
good
maybe the
defensively.
goal-
Like as a
The goal could be
collective, that's a
disallowed.
collective.
Never been good defensively.
I think it
never.
could be disallowed as a handball.
Oh, that
I
would
don't
be.
know. Let's see.
Oh, I doubt that hits his hand.
No, I think
Oh,
it's
it
look
did.
like his hand.
Look like he
I think it grazed
I
his
think
elbow a
it's-
he just
little.
elbowed that in.
I think it's his hand. I think
Yeah,
it's his hand.
they are checking it.
I
They are
think it's
checking
his
it.
hand.
So there's a VR
not
review
sure.
on that one. The Madrid derby is lit. It looks like with 4 goals in the first half.
They say if Real Madrid goes and play like this, against Barcelona, I think they'll collect like 7. Because there's no control of the game. Nobody's controlling
the game keeps going.
Swing back and forth. No, the derbies are always like this.
Yeah, he is
that was
very indiscreet.
I think he was trying to.
Hey, this guy.
Langley,
That's
that's
definitely
he had
disallowed.
just headed it in. I think.
I think he was trying to like shoot himself. And
I don't think
doing that.
I didn't think he started
So
going.
that goal has been chalked off. It's still 2-1. In the Madrid Derby, Real Madrid fans are having the time of their lives in the stands. Look at them over there. So it's 2-1. I mean, City rivalry always really kind of lit. So it's a good game. Let me get to some of the other games that are happening. It's halftime, like I mentioned in the 2 p.m. Batch of matches. I'll read a couple more. Let me go to YouTube actually and read some of your messages that have been coming in. Somebody says that Cove Town Babe says it's always easy to pick on Konate. True, he covers VVD, so every fault they blame him. This one here also says that Albert says that Man United's retrogression is too much. Just too much. Very disappointing. The guy is having a
There's this really weird concern that sometimes Van Dijk just stands there and exudes aura, and that's how he defends. He doesn't actually tackle or.
I think he's more a zonal defender than actually. He likes to go man on man when he probably
absolutely has to.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and people don't appreciate that. They feel that because he doesn't always become a
the
go
best way to
aggressively.
defend is not to get involved in the physical battle. So the likes of Van Dijk and Cole, Rio Ferdinand, Starlich, they are the sort of defenders.
You mean it's intelligence?
It's intelligent. He anticipates.
Read the
better.
moment.
He reads the game, so he steps in and solves the problem. It's not about showing everybody how.
Once you are beaten, it's hard to recover as a defender.
Is it?
So once you are beaten as a defender, it's hard to recover. Like once a man gets past you, you cannot recover there. So you have to take your time and know when is it like when to take the risk.
Established defenders, the likes of Maldini, Cannavaro, Lucio, name them.
Oh, that's my
Ferdinand, Vidic, and
Lucio was my
see,
guy.
Some of them are inclined to the physical. Look at, you see, you have the likes of John Terry, Vidic, Ricardo Carvalho. They thrive in the physical battle.
Yeah.
But the likes of Ferdinand, VVD, you see, there are breeds that are no longer around. And I think coaches will have to start developing a bit more of such defenders, because they normally turn up to be the leaders, the organizers, the controllers,
defense,
and the guidance. They guide everybody, and once they are there, they make everybody look better. If you plug them out, everybody looks ordinary. Yeah, so I think that Vividic, yes, look, he's not the pacey type. He's never been that pacey of a defender, but what he does brilliantly is the fact that he's able to read the game better, and he's able to anticipate and then get in there. Many Real Madrid being a try. Look, Militao and those guys, they are not serious. Look at that. Look at that.
That's a goal.
Look at that.
How do you let
Are
him
you
get all
serious?
in between you?
I just said
You just spoke about the centre backs, like, and you don't pick him up. He's in between you guys.
And Soloff is a very clinical finisher.
With his head, he'll finish it.
He's a very clinical finisher. So it's 2-2 in the Madrid Derby. Goal chalked off a few moments ago. Real Madrid have some way managed to give away another goal again. So Soloff with the equalizer for Atletico Madrid. 2-2, 47 minutes played in the Madrid Derby. Let me see a replay of that goal again. So a quick throw in.
Look at it.
Ball, I think, was whipped in. Yes, defenders.
He's in between you. He's in between two centre backs.
That's Dean Hoyson.
That's Dean
That's
Hoyson.
Dean Hoyson.
Watch it.
Look at him.
You can pass.
I told you. Oh, forget.
No, it's the same thing is coming with the goalkeepers now. The
That's it.
defenders
No,
that can
no,
actually
That's
move
what I was
the
telling
ball.
Adam the last time that
I don't think it is him. I think it's the left back. Watch the left back.
Carrera.
Carreras doesn't pick
He
it yet.
saw-
He sees him coming and
Then Hoyson,
because there were 3 Real Madrid players in there.
and the guy was behind Hoyson. So
Hoyson can't see.
But if the left fullback who saw him
Steps in.
at least engage in a physical battle, would have rescued
Yeah, he
the
nudges
situation.
him a little and he throws him
Yeah.
off.
I don't think physically Carreras is as much of a match for
Exactly.
Hoyson as.
But and that
Hoyson himself is not
You see,
much for Soloff. Soloff is strong.
Militao in particular, who could match the physicality. When the ball is, you should be looking for him.
Coach, those people, that's what you just said a couple of moments ago. Militao and Co, they are all action defenders.
Yeah, man.
They don't have any cerebral aspect to their game.
There's no
he's-
intelligence.
if it's not a physical battle, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Exactly.
When attackers are coming at you and he has to read space and react, no man's land. Rudiger, same. it's just like that with Real Madrid's defenders. But it's 2-2. It's been a really exciting game, very back and forth type of game so far at the home of Atletico Madrid. Let's see. I think the game will be rounding up in a bit, but this has been quite the game. We don't get a Madrid derby this early in the day.
4 goals in
time.
the first half.
Yeah, 4 goals already. Typically, these games can be very, tense, end up 1-0, 2-1 type of stuff. Koke is still playing football. Amazing.
I mean, I just wanted to ask Coach, like, how does it feel about Rodrigo being the guy who seems like he's being sacrificed in order to
I mean, I've
make
said,
the
if
team?
I'm the coach, he's number 1 on my team sheet. Rodrigo, there's nobody can tell me why he should not be in this team.
On the right or on the left?
Everywhere he wants to play, he'll play.
I like that.
You see, I think he gives you a better end product. He works for the team. The sort of things that Mbappe and Vinicius will not do on the defensive, he will sacrifice and he will do those things. Because at the end of the day, what you want to do is that you want to encourage players who are a bit holistic, all round.
Yeah.
Not those who only fancy themselves when they have the ball at feet, but those who will be ready to do the donkey job for the team and then guarantee. Look, I think that he did so well for Real Madrid, and I think he's not been treated fairly. The arrival of Mbappe completely relegates him to the bench, and he's virtually struggling to get into this team. Even when attacking substitutions are being made, he's not even given the look in. That is what is
I think as a club,
shocking to me.
as a club, they've
And I
taken a
think
decision to
the
move on
man
from him.
in charge, which is Florentino Perez, he wants to cash in on the ball.
Yep.
So he's using Xabi Alonso to frustrate the ball. You see, they don't have the balls to tell the ball that.
They don't want to use him.
Yeah.
Yes, because they know he's been very faithful. He's been
I
working.
think also
he
another
deserves
thing,
better.
Another thing also working against Rodrigo is that Real Madrid value him really highly, and nobody seems to have the kind of money
Yeah,
to make
so
that,
play
that,
him.
that type of move.
It's not just that. Nobody seems to want to shell out first of the transfer fee, then the kind of wages to come with. The
Exactly.
combination of
That's
the two
it.
makes it a bit difficult.
Yep.
If maybe the transfer fee was on a bit of a low, they will take the hits in the wages, or vice versa. But if the two of them are on the high,
transfer
no, but
fee,
like,
high
but like
wages.
to be fair, if you go through all the top teams in Europe right now, bar the top 6 Premier League teams, Barca won't spend that money on him. I don't think anyone in Italy has the money.
Yep.
In Germany, that's not the type of money they spend.
Yeah.
So beyond the top 6
It's-
Premier
it's-
League teams
it's-
and maybe
it's a
PSG,
PSG,
and,
yeah.
and maybe PSG if he's a project player, there are not a lot of people who can afford him.
Yeah.
Especially for the type of money that Real Madrid want from him. Especially now that they're also the masters of getting people when their contracts are about to end. I think they'll, if they want to also move him on, I think they'll also struggle to find someone who's be able to match the price they're looking for him.
Interesting. So those are the thoughts on Rodrigo. Let me just go through the PL games happening again. So the second half has started. Chelsea Football Club still lead Brighton and Hove Albion by 1-0. Liverpool still down to Crystal Palace by 1-0. You have that game ongoing between Leeds United and AFC Bournemouth. It's 1-1 in that game. Manchester City also drawing 1-1. Atletico.
Look, nobody. marking, look at
Madrid will probably concede from
Look
another
at
cross
Militao.
in the box if they don't take
Look
care.
at
'Cause
Teotolo on
every
the
single
touchline.
time Atletico Madrid put
Cross
the
the
ball
ball.
in the box, it looks really dangerous.
And that is ridiculous
I don't
because
know
Real
what-
Madrid have tall defenders.
Yes, and I
Hodgson
don't
is
know
like
what-
6'5".
what
Militao
gets
is very tall as well.
Militao to think that he don't need to pick up the player or the striker, but he can deal with the
Coach,
cross.
have you ever seen Militao look like he actually knows what he's doing at the back of the
what?
He never ever knows what he's doing. Like that's why Ancelotti wanted to stick with a half-fit David Alaba.
Yes.
Because while Alaba is not physically up to it at
Yeah,
this
he
point,
is.
he's
He's
a
more
more intelligent player. He knows what
more
he
intelligent.
actually is doing. Then Hodgson and Militao, when Militao and Rudiger play together,
It's
it's
crazy.
completely comical. Like they don't know, they have no idea what they are doing. Like the two of them have two headless chickens, all physical, all pace, no brains. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. It's just one of those. Real Madrid need to spend proper time scouting and buying centre backs, and then probably doing some training on it as well. Because what the kind of money they pay to these guys and the kind of defending that shows up week in week out, it's just unacceptable. And this is even Atletico Madrid. Sometimes I watch like smaller teams play Real Madrid, and they are not even crossing the ball. They are putting the ball down and running rings around the center backs. It's just crazy to watch. Anyway, it's 2-2 in that game. It's half time. Finally, I think Xabi Alonso would be upset. He knows that they are probably lucky.
They shouldn't be conceding that goal.
Real Madrid are lucky to have gone into the halftime break with a 2-2 draw. This game probably should have had Atletico at least by a goal up by now, but that's just the way of the game now. Let me catch up also on some of the other matches happening. Like I said, it's the 2 p.m. batch of matches happening right now. It's 1-0 between Palace and Liverpool. 56 minutes played. 1-0 between Chelsea and Brighton. 1-1 between Bournemouth and Leeds, and then 1-1 between Man City and Burnley.
Arteta should come and look at Scott Parker at the Emirates, but he's going toe-to-toe with Man City. Arteta should come and look at it. Look at Burnley. They are possessing.
They are trying to play the ball.
Scott Parker has, since he got whacked by Liverpool by that big result, he's learnt a few lessons. Let's take a quick break here on the Republic of Football. We will come back. We'll delve into some more player profiles. We'll talk about a lot more statistics with regards to the games that are going on, read more messages, and get into more interactive games. Let's take a quick turnaround. We'll be back. Welcome back. This is the Republic of Football, live on 97.3 City FM. We're live on Twitter as well. Live on YouTube at City Sports GH. Looks like Liverpool have made a change, because I see Cody Gakpo in the game now. Now, Liverpool's left wing has come up for big discussion. Who should take charge of that left wing? Currently, I believe Federico Chiesa has the most contributions from that side. They have Cody Gakpo there. They have tried Florian Wirtz there. They have tried Rio Ngomoha as well. A lot of debate on that left wing, but let me get thoughts from the guys on this one. Looks like Palace have a chance to make it 2. Wow, I cannot believe
Jean-Philippe Mateta should be
Mateta has wasted like 3 glorious chances
should
in
be
this game.
disappointed with himself. That should be 2-0.
Yeah.
And y'all already made our points. They
He's
should
offside,
You would have been offside.
well, this is not even the there's not even the first chance he's got that he's messed up. He's missed like
Multiple chances
At least
like
I think he's underrating how good Alisson is when he's 1-on-1. Like how quickly he can come out to you.
no, but at least one of them and should hit the back of the net.
Yeah, you can't get
I'm not saying Alisson shouldn't save some.
Yeah.
But at least one of those
3
two,
similar chances,
and you
I
don't
know.
score one. I don't.
Quick, Manuel, quick thoughts on that left wing position for Liverpool. Like I said, Slot has tried different players there. Today, he started off with Wirtz over there. Looks like Gakpo is in the game now, so I think that has sort of changed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it thing comes down to, I think when they let Luis Diaz go, I would have liked. Everyone thought that was the big plan, that they were trying to go for Rodrigo or they were saving up the spot. They ended up not going for an extra body and saying that Chiesa could step in there. And I just think that the problem is everyone else, like who can play that left wing position now, is at a different stage of their development at Liverpool. So
Okay, hold on. We have a big development in the Chelsea game. Chelsea have a red card. So
Wow,
Chalobah.
They can't catch a break too.
Chalobah has been sent off in that game. Let me just get to when that did happen. I will get you the details of that in a bit, but that's just by way of updates. Trevor Chalobah has been sent off in that Chelsea game. Please conclude.
Yeah, so I'm saying that they just have different players at different stages now. I think Rio is slightly too young. Chiesa is just, I don't think ever since he's been at Liverpool, I don't think he's ever been able to fully get himself into the team, which isn't necessarily his fault. I think last season I would say that because of the competition that was there ahead of him.
But I think this season he it's fair to say he deserves at least one start per some of the performances he's put up. At least he should have been started once per some of the things he's done this season, if you ask me.
Definitely, I agree. I think TK can play there too. It's just I think he would also prefer playing centrally.
I have another update for you. It was coming. Manchester City have scored in that game. Mateus Nunes, 61st minute.
That's an interesting goal scorer.
Manchester City, very interesting. Barely ever scores actually. He is on the score sheet. Erling Haaland with the assist.
Wow. Look at the turn of events.
On Nunes, I'm a bit confused about how he just gave up his ambitions as a midfielder and have accepted that now he's a right back.
No, you work with what is working. No, you work with what is working.
What will you do?
The coach says that he's working as a right
He
fullback.
says he's not good enough to play.
This is completely
So what will you do? You go on strike and decide not to play again. You are playing for Manchester City. You are under contract. Probably have like 5 years left on your contract.
This will affect his national team
talking
call-up.
about earlier. You don't dictate to your manager.
No, so now when he's being called for his national team, similar to Zinchenko was a midfielder, and now when he's called for Ukraine, I think sometimes they still use him in midfield.
Yeah.
Sometimes they still use him at fullback. This is a midfielder. He was a brilliant midfielder at Wolves. That's why City bought him. Why is he now
brilliant
a right
for the Wolves level? Guardiola doesn't think he's brilliant for the Manchester
I don't think
City
his level translates.
And with Ukraine and Portugal, their options are quite limited. Portugal have
a lot of midfielders.
So he would have to adapt or die. That's pretty much it.
That's what it is, honestly. I don't think, and he knows how Guardiola is. If he says that you should do something and you don't do it, you probably rot on the bench till you find a new team. And so by that time, your value would have tanked.
You didn't buy yourself.
No, I don't think Pep bought him to be a fullback.
No, he didn't. But
he didn't buy him to be a fullback.
He didn't.
No,
he didn't cut it.
Circumstance.
He didn't cut it.
You play there.
Yeah, he didn't cut it for what he
The
wanted to
manager
do.
will invite you into his
in the
office and
middle.
say, look, under the circumstance, I think you are the best person suited to play there. So you have to play there. and then once you are deployed, you see, like I've always said, at the end of the week, when it hits the account, does he care whether he plays right or back?
No, but Guardiola has a habit of doing this. He did it with Delph. So Zinchenko too, when he brought him through, he took him as a midfielder, played him as a fullback.
Yep.
He's done it with Nico O'Reilly and Rico Lewis,
Yep.
and now he's doing the same thing with Matheus Nunes.
Yep.
He's far more developed. The other people were much younger, so maybe you have less. You just get into the team and you play. And I'm just. Sometimes, obviously, his system works best. I'm not here to question Pep Guardiola, but there are just certain times where he tries to make certain things fit, and if they can't fit, he doesn't use them. So it's like either you're Nunes or now you're Calvin Phillips, and you barely get to look into the team. And I don't think that's fair for players who come in on big money and have.
I can understand what you mean, but again, it's a very competitive professional football world, so
especially at that level.
Yeah.
So yes,
somebody wants your opportunity, so you are either good to
somebody wants your opportunity to play the right back. That's not his position. So what else? Like,
you're going to have to figure out what to do.
Space in the middle.
Yeah.
No, but when Frimpong is back, I don't now turn that to Liverpool. How does that work for Soboslai? Because Soboslai is clearly good enough to be in this team.
Have Liverpool had a shot on target in this game?
Soboslai is at right back.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So when Frimpong is back, where does Soboslai? What does he have?
Frimpong, they are on the bench.
They are not performing.
They are on the bench. We saw them in the Carabao Cup against Southampton.
He's coming back to full fitness. I'd like to imagine
I think
that
at this point, looking at the way Grafenberg and especially McAllister, the way they started the season, and looking at the form of Soboslai, one of those guys will have to sit on the bench. And make way for Soboslai. And I'm looking at McAllister at this point in time.
McAllister is
the one who's not playing well.
Yeah, he's the one who's not playing well.
So do we Grafenberg and Soboslai in midfield with Jeremy Frimpong at right full back?
I even think Wataru Endo should be getting a look in at McAllister's position this season because he's way more energetic. And
I think McAllister's form has made life a little bit simple for for Slot when it comes to the selection of the midfield guys. So for me, I think that has made it.
Florian Wirtz nearly scored his first goal for Liverpool. Dean Henderson just pulled off.
He should have scored.
What?
He played it down the middle. I think he should have tried to go either left or right.
We have another Manchester City goal. It's 3-1 in that encounter. Look at Kyle Walker looking upset.
Oscar Bob, that's a good thing for him after breaking his
he
leg.
He literally just came on. Actually, he just came on to replace Savinho in that game, and he scored already. So it's 3-1 Manchester. Look at that goal again. So ball comes across the face of goal.
That's a really good finish.
Yeah. One touch type finish.
Yeah,
just touched it before the defender could get to the ball. Looks like Liverpool have upped the tempo.
Nunes.
Nunes
squared the ball, gave the assist.
Look at Pep Guardiola's
from the right
Pep Guardiola's right fullback improvisation work.
Look, and just a quick one. Chelsea, yes, there's been a red card in their game. Trevor Chalobah red carded in the 53rd minute. Now they've played 68 minutes. Still no changes. You see what I was saying about Enzo Maresca? Yesterday when I was saying it, people were coming at me that it was a panic move.
No, but
you rather said
4 minutes into a game.
So 4 minutes into the game,
he would have to reshuffle his cards.
The only person
he should
have gone in to change should have been the goalkeeper.
But with this, it's a second half, so there's no need to make any panic substitution. That's why I'm saying that those substitutions that Enzo Maresca made, they were not panic substitutions. They were not panic substitutions. He had to shuffle the deck.
No, but I understand. But I'm also saying that I have watched a lot of games where teams have picked up early red cards. The managers don't make 3 first half subs.
And the goalkeeper and take all your attacking
options.
You don't leave one of them.
Look, I will never understand.
Ben, just a quick one. So when there's a red card, immediately after the red card, which one is more of a higher priority? Attack or defense?
It depends on the red card.
You can change the system.
This one, the red card was shown to the goalkeeper.
Not
so
an
clearly, a goalkeeper needed to be brought in. So you sacrifice an outfield player for a goalkeeper. Now, once you do that, you allow it to go for like 2-3 minutes.
But
because at the end of the day, all those, it wasn't any of your backline who got red carded. Normally, it is when you get a red card to your defender, that is where you want to pull out a forward player and introduce a defender so that you don't get caught at the back. But in that game against Man United,
defenders are
the goalkeeper got sent out. You pull out an attack, replace the goalkeeper, and then let them play.
Oh my goodness,
Crystal Palace are
they don't want to win the game. They do not like. I've agreed.
I think he was offside. If he had won to Mateta, I think Mateta was on. But I think the ball he gave to Nino was offside.
They don't want to win.
They needed to finish.
They've decided they don't want to win.
What?
Let me see if it's offside.
No,
They are
no,
onside.
actually, they're all onside.
They are onside. They
They're
should be
actually all
scoring
onside.
this.
Why did he even square the ball? This is the
Oh no,
this
because
is
of the same thing happened to Mateta when Mateta took the shot.
no,
instead
but
of
I
squaring
think this
it.
is a situation that you don't square the ball.
You dummy like you are scoring. You can go
You can
near
go.
post, and that's in the back of the net. The goalkeeper, in fact, the goalkeeper expects you
Mateta
to
should have
square
squared the ball.
That was
this you score.
that was a horrible miss.
And just
No, but I'm
one
saying
of the
it's
Maresca thing. Look, now is in the second half. You see, 10 minutes after the red card, he still hasn't made any changes.
He has learnt his lessons from last week. That's what I'm telling you.
That was in the first half.
Yeah,
The
learnt his lesson
fourth
from
minute,
last
your
week.
goalkeeper goes off. You are playing with a hobbled Cole Palmer. What do you
So
expect
he
him to do?
pulled off Cole
Palmer
Palmer
and leave-
and replace him with the goalkeeper.
Yeah, finished.
So they are lying to go.
Finish.
He was there doing
Finish.
But look, once you make all these,
I'm not going to-
look, you've
You're
taken
confused.
off your goalkeeper, your starting goalkeeper. You brought in
That shouldn't be your
another
starting
player.
goalkeeper.
Then you've taken off your main playmaker. Obviously, the system will change.
You see,
And once the
he
system
learned-
changes,
the fact is that
the players will
when
have to
the
change.
goalkeeper got sent off, knowing the situation of Cole Palmer, you should have substituted Palmer
First.
for the goalkeeper.
First,
And then you
'cause he's
leave
the
it
one
there
who's
and
the
allow it
first.
to roll for some time. But he didn't do that. He substituted another player and left Palmer there.
'Cause if you
And then he
remember-
realized
I
that,
don't- I don't
even
begin-
Palmer himself in
And me, I'm going to go. This is how I analyze the situation. You get the red card. Okay, it's to your goalkeeper. You practice your training with your defenders, and they are all still in the game.
Yep.
I don't think you should do anything in that regard with taking your forwards out. If you take Palmer out because he has injury issues, that's fine. Okay, you take him out. You can take Esteval out because he's the newest addition to that front line. He's young. Maybe you take him out, but at least leave Neto on.
Yeah.
Neto is dangerous on the break. If something spills into the other half, Neto is a player who can carry it. He can beat players. Like, you just give your team a lifeline in attack.
He just, I don't know what it was. And then when his team, the opponent picked up a red card, he was in.
Now you're
6 and 7,
scrambling
he was
to-
scrambling to
to-
try and make something happen
happen,
offensively. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully he can see this game out. They are still leading by a goal. I'm not sure how Brighton and Hove Albion will respond to this one, but there's still some way to go in that game. It's just 71 minutes played, so there's a lot of football to be played. Liverpool have come
Right. That should be a
mightily
penalty.
close.
But Isak
The
should.
1-2 was good, but
It's actually-
he should have taken a shot
should be
earlier.
hitting
But
it-
there's
he
a
should
point
be
when he
hitting it-
stumbled.
The angle didn't favor him.
No, the
This
point
was
where
the
he could have
best
hit it, but he
option.
stumbled.
Look at that.
Here you hit it.
1-2. Yeah. Where is he hitting it? Oh, he did.
Bend it.
Yeah, he was trying to get the perfect touch.
Yeah, I
One
think he
touch,
hit it one
hit
time.
it.
Yeah, one touch
He
hit
should
it.
have shot one time.
No ball, not shot, so.
No, knowing his own ability,
The
he
ball
should have
was
shot
a bit
one
under
time.
his feet, so I could
Yeah,
understand. Yeah, I don't think he thought he would have
He
gotten
could have
the.
even gotten a penalty if he had.
I think
attempted to
it
kill
was
the
where
ball.
Lacroix. The point where Lacroix came in, like he was about to hit him, so he fainted and he didn't shoot. And then
If
by
he
the
had
time he
attempted to
shot,
kill the ball, that his foot would have clattered into Lacroix, and in that position, yeah, it would definitely go to the attacker.
but-
the,
but
the,
then-
the advantage would
that's the
definitely be
modern
in the
penalty.
goal.
McAllister has been taken off.
Yeah, he's not been doing anything.
Curtis Jones.
Liverpool are the luckiest team this afternoon. They shouldn't be 1-0 down.
At all.
So
at all.
I think they should do their best to get back into the game.
is
he's
this
offside, he's
defending?
offside.
Oh, come on. he was not offside.
He's offside. The flag.
He was offside. The flag went above.
No,
Yeah.
but what?
But the Liverpool's defense is actually surprising.
Liverpool look like they will concede every single time Crystal Palace attack. It's been heart in mouth defending for. I don't know if Palace have been exceptionally good today in terms of build-up play and chance creation, but Liverpool look really all over the place defensively.
Every time they pick a pass behind Liverpool's defense, Liverpool looks wide open.
Yep,
And it's really surprising.
very.
They are good. I think they've done something that the other teams that played against Liverpool that had at the time where Liverpool had Szoboszlai as right full back
Weren't
haven't
doing.
been able to do or didn't do against Newcastle. Harvey Barnes had Szoboszlai beat on like 2 or 3 or 4 occasions, but the cross was terrible, and they did nothing with those crosses. They played another game where they they had Szoboszlai beat on multiple. No, it was against Arsenal. Martinelli is way faster than Szoboszlai, and for some strange reason, he couldn't use it to his advantage. He couldn't use it to his advantage. And so looking at what Crystal Palace have been able to do, they've been able to stretch Liverpool out and isolate Szoboszlai on that side of the field. So in that sense, they are constantly having to get McAllister or Grafenberg's attention to move over to that side of the field to double up and create an overload. In that sense, the middle of the park is a little bit light, and that's how come they've taken advantage and they've dominated Liverpool.
Well, Palace, like we rightly said, along with Liverpool, are the only unbeaten sides in the league. Today, they've definitely looked like the more dominant team. They are at home in this game as well. So, Crystal Palace giving Liverpool a lot of difficulty. Let me get to my message box. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. You're listening to the Republic of Football. We'll be going back to the Madrid Derby in a bit to see what's going on there between Real Madrid and Atletico. Let me get to the messages. Citizen Sika Togo from Takrade says, hi, for the first time I see coach has seen the fraud Amorim is now. It would never make sense to play either Ugarte or Casemiro in midfield with Bruno, who is the main creative spark of the team in this high energy league, whilst Kobe Mainoo wastes on the bench. Why can't he play Mbeumo on the wing and get Bruno to sit directly behind Sesko to get the team to be well oiled? We train all week with no European commitments and play trash on weekends. He must be sacked as soon as possible, like Potter. We'll talk about that. West Ham
himself is trying to get the manager sacked.
but there were reports that he's been working with Mainoo in training to try and get him to play as a six.
He puts you in the game
as a
six.
No, I'm saying something. The reports.
Yeah, he came in as a six today.
He's been working with Mainoo in different drills, trying to get him to play as a six. So
hold on, we have an update. We have an update. Yankuba Mente has grabbed the equalizer for Brighton and Hove Albion. It's 1-1. Kwakofi must be kicking the desk right now, wherever he is. It's 1-1 between Brighton and Chelsea. Chelsea, remember, are down by one man. So 76 minutes played. Enzo Maresca needs some water. I need some water too, Maresca. So he takes his man on, isolates. That is a brilliant goal. So he takes him on. I think that's Malo Gusto. One-on-one with him. Crosses the ball in.
Gusto didn't defend that well. It was Danny Welbeck who got the.
So Minter with the cross, Danny Welbeck with the goal. That's a brilliant goal.
Gusto didn't defend that ball well because you know that Minter is heavily left-footed. Why do you allow him to so much space to cross that ball into the box? Force him onto his right foot.
But he's pretty skillful. He can step over. He can stop. He can go.
But look at the amount of space that Gusto gave to him. He backed off a little bit, way too much, and allowed Minter to shift the ball to his left and deliver that cross. Force him inside. Especially with Minte not playing as an inverted winger. He's playing as an orthodox winger, a left-footed player on the left side of the...
Chiesa and Frimpong.
I think Gusto could have done better. Looking at the form that he's in right now, he should have done better with that.
Let me get coach's perspective on that. Coach, Minte isolated with your best friend Malo Gusto on the wings, skins him, crosses the ball. Welbeck makes it look really easy. That was not that easy to finish.
He had to cushion his head.
He just... The cross itself was hit at a certain pace.
That was a very hard
all you needed to do was to just make sure you direct it gowards and then it's in the back of the net. Now, I agree with you. I think Malo Gusto gave Minte too much space, and even in the attempt to block the cross, look at the foot he went with. He went with his left foot. He should be blocking that with his right foot. By going with his left foot, all he's trying to say was like, I hope it hits my left foot, but not me actually blocking it. Because there are times as defenders, you throw yourself and you turn your foot like that to make sure the ball is blocked. But look, I'm a bit surprised at Chelsea because at 1 man down, they are rather making the game very stretched. They are going toe to toe with Brighton.
Yeah.
Again, tactical mistake on the part of the manager. You've got something to protect. You are a man down. Why don't you keep it very
Shut up
tight?
shop. Yeah.
Keep it very tight. Keep it very, very tight. But they are going at it. This should be the Liverpool equals. Look at this man. Who is that? Frimpong.
I think that's Soboslai.
What?
Frimpong is now coming on. Frimpong,
Okay,
Liverpool
he's
look
not-
like they are readying Frimpong and Chiesa to come on. They haven't effected those substitutions yet, but looks like it's in the work. If you watch the Chelsea-Brighton game, Brighton are pressing Chelsea into
Yeah,
their own house.
have
They,
the man.
they sense blood. They think they can get a winner in this game. If Maresca loses this game, this would be crazy.
Oh yeah, he'll be on.
He'll
He'll
be
be
hot.
a little bit on the hot seat because that would mean what
Back-to-back red
that would
cards
mean
and
4
then
games,
without a win.
3 losses and a draw.
Oh.
Because they lost to Bayern Munich, they lost to Man United, and now they are playing against Brighton Hove Albion. Well, they beat what the
Brentford, they
Lincoln City in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
So
What set of pass is this?
he can excuse him for that, but like
who is that?
yeah, that would be 3 losses in 5 games, and that wouldn't be too good.
Well, that's the word so far. Let me see if more messages are coming through. Andy from Bars 2 of Heritage Caravan. Hey, Charlie, I like how you ID'd yourself. He say, why did Man U have 2 goalkeepers on the bench today? Complete waste of space, and it limits the possibility of changing the game from the touchline.
That is
What
because
are
of
the odds?
injuries.
Yeah, I saw the United bench.
There were
There were literally no players on the bench. I mean, I think they put everybody who was fit on that bench. I'm not sure it was deliberate. I said Amorim is just stubborn and keeps picking the wrong team and formation. He isn't dynamic during the game to make tweaks. Okay. A United fan there clearly not happy with what his team is doing. Chelsea look like they are on the attack, which has been rare in this game. Let's see how that plays out. But
Speaking of rare, I mean, Romeo Lavia is in the game, which is a very rare appearance. Romeo Lavia,
my good friend,
yeah,
Romeo
that's a
Lavia.
very rare appearance.
Oh,
Look,
Charlie, that guy.
He's featuring in a game for Chelsea. You don't see that too often. You don't see that too often.
Bagging a lot of money doing it too. Anyway, Liverpool are making changes. Palace are making changes as well. So Pino and Sarr have both been taken off. I see Edin Ketia coming on. I'm trying
Let's
to.
go. Madrid have taken the lead in the game against Real
Oh
Madrid.
my goodness! Let's.
None Militao.
Nothing is going on.
Yep.
He has been through
And
hell.
Madrid
So
conceded a penalty.
Liverpool have taken Ibrahima Konate off. Jeremy Frimpong has
I
come
think
on.
he's on a yellow card as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been through hell.
Yeah,
Trust
they're
me.
still-
yeah.
but-
But Mateta has really worked him.
Yep. Yep.
Mateta has really worked
Mateta has,
him.
I agree with you.
Let's get to the Real Madrid game. Real Madrid have Atletico score through a penalty.
Yeah, through a penalty. Julian
Ada
Alvarez.
Goulet give away the penalty.
Julian Alvarez puts that.
Snap thoughts on that one. Snap thoughts on how that game is going.
Madrid, as I said, I was saying, I like the stability they've gotten. They've been picking up points, but then their centre back pairing has always been a problem. And general defensive structure, they've gone ahead in games, conceded goals that pegged them back. They've had a lot of games like this season, but they've managed to like get the points across. So let's see if they'll be able to get across this one. But this might be difficult because Atletico Madrid are slightly above the quality they've been playing so far this season. I saw them in the Champions League against Marseille, and even that game was a game they kind of struggled through to
Struggle through that game.
to win. So it's that's a bit worrying for Madrid fans. But the fact that they've been able to get some of these points early and get some of the wins early is a good sign, because they brought some new players into the team too. So some of them are trying to find their feet. Alonso is trying to find a balance with the players in the squad. I think the Club World Cup gave him a great opportunity to kind of get some of those things out the way. But I think there's still a lot of growth the team has to undergo. So games like this are not things that will surprise me too much earlier on in the season. If it keeps reappearing as we get deeper into the season, it should be more worrisome. But at this stage, I think it's fine. Like games of this nature will be a thing in Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
Well, looks like Liverpool have upped the pressure in their game. They are desperately looking for an equalizer. Wow! Look at what we
That's a
just
mild moment.
witnessed. I think was that a
did,
save?
Did Salah take it away? Yeah.
It looks like a
It is
deep
Salah.
It deflected.
From Szoboszlai. It was
But
on
I
target
think
from Szoboszlai.
yes,
but I
Henderson
think-
would have saved it.
ball across.
Oh, I don't think so.
Offside.
I think he would have saved it. Henderson would have saved it anyway. He was on
Yeah,
it.
you'd have probably
Yeah.
got into it.
Yeah, Henderson would have saved it. I mean, but you can't blame Mo Salah for giving it a
76 minutes
Yeah.
played. Still, Crystal Palace won.
I was a bit disappointed with his ranking in the Ballon d'Or voting.
Mohamed Salah.
Yes.
How so?
Fourth? No. I think he should have made the top three.
Ahead of
Top three.
Ahead of Vitinha and Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal and Vitinha shouldn't have made the top three.
ahead
How
of
so?
who?
Yes, Rafinha.
Rafinha fell out of the top three, actually.
Yeah, Rafinha fell out of the top three.
shocking.
That was
Salah shouldn't even be
shocking.
ranked ahead of Rafinha. Like, let's be real.
I'm saying that he should have made it to the top three.
He's not.
That's
he-
pretty much it.
I don't
There's
think
any
so.
player,
I think it's
if
debatable.
there's any player who should
Correct.
have made into the top three, it should be Rafinha.
Rafinha, not Salah.
What did
but-
Salah do?
Salah was the EPL
Rafinha-
player of the year.
EPL player of the year.
Wait.
La Li-
He was the EPL
Rafinha was
player.
La Liga player of the year
Wait,
too.
wait.
Relax.
But between La Liga and the EPL, which one ranks higher?
That's how we are going to analyze
No,
it.
no,
Okay,
no,
then fair,
no,
then,
no,
then
no.
all the
I
EPL
am
players should be in the top
coming.
10.
I'm coming.
Like,
Seriously, you
all
can't
the
rank-
good
you
EPL
can't argue
players-
like that. Simple. At the end of the day, Mo Salah won the Premier League.
Yep.
He won the Premier League Player of the Year. He won the Premier League Top Goal Scorer. He won the Premier League
Assist.
a Top Assist Award.
Okay.
All of these, four, all of these went in his favor, playing in a quote unquote
I think it's
better
debatable.
league.
I definitely think it's debatable.
Rank higher than the Spanish league. He
Rafinha
should have
was
ranked at least.
Champions League top scorer.
He should have been
in
ranked
addition,
10th.
in addition with Guirassy.
He should-
Rafinha was La Liga player of the year.
And that's why I'm saying that
La-
Rafinha should have been
Rafinha won
ranked
the-
number two.
Rafinha won the
Copa del Rey.
Rafinha won the Copa del Rey, won the La Liga, won the Super
And we
Copa
are
de
missing the
España.
point. I'm saying that Rafinha should have finished number two. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think Salah enters the top 3 if you ask me.
Salah enters the top three.
If you
I
ask
mean,
me.
are you saying that
he went
Lamine
out?
Yamal-
He
are
went
you
out
saying-
of the Champions League at the round of 16.
Are you
Didn't
saying
put up
that
a good
Lamine Yamal
performance
had a
in those
better
games.
season than
Yes, he
Mo
did.
Salah?
He did.
You see,
He went farther. He went
had
farther
this
in
debate.
competitions.
we
He
had
went
this
farther in
debate on
competitions.
Sports
He
Panorama,
won
and
more.
I said that
Let's be real.
the stage at which Liverpool exited
He will never
the
get
Champions League, there's no way any Liverpool player walks into the top three.
there. You're not getting there. Like, let's
Because
be real.
look, just after the group stage of the Champions League, the first knockout stage,
And you go out and you
Yeah.
have a dreadful performance across both games.
No.
And you, why are you getting there? He
It
wasn't
is
good
my
in any
Mohamed
of those
Salah,
games.
but this one there, Lala.
Oh.
Mohamed Salah should have
I-
finished in the top three. Rafinha should have been number two.
If you are-
his voting, his ranking was criminal.
If you
that
are
bit was
if you are
criminal.
putting Salah in the top 3
Then Rafinha
based
should
on his
go-
individual numbers, I can understand. But team success
But
wise,
your team success didn't push you there.
Salah?
it doesn't
Oh,
work.
that's
for
I
team
said he
success.
won the Premier League.
Just one trophy.
But that was
People
just
want
one
3
trophy.
trophies.
Other people won
It
more
was,
trophies.
Look at Ketia.
the best league per the coefficient.
No, I understand, but that's very.
If that's how we are analyzing it,
You're making it-
anybody who is PFA player of the year should be
I'm
automatically top 2
saying-
in the Ballon d'Or.
relax. That is not the argument. Listen to what I'm saying. I am saying that aside the team success that he got playing in a better league or in a league that
won
is ranked
one trophy.
higher
One
than
trophy.
the others.
One
higher than
trophy.
the others.
Debatable.
You have to give him some
Look at
credit
the
for
Chelsea
that.
players.
They are-
He won one
the debate
trophy.
has been done. Anyway, let's get on with
1 and 3 are not the same thing.
let's get on
I
with some
think
other.
Badashi should be shown the red card.
What is going on there?
What sort of behavior is this?
Simon Hooper is at the center of this game, so I'm not even surprised.
Badashi.
He just observe you. You finish, you give him.
Well, they've sent Sanchez up front in the 87th minute. That's
Chelsea are trying all kinds of things.
with the
in
red
this
card
game.
too.
Man.
I
Well,
know.
I think there's a second red card possibly being checked, or
Yeah, that's
Checking
if
a
that
possible
looks like
penalty.
That's a penalty.
That's
Yep.
a penalty.
Yep.
See, that's
It's a
Yep.
penalty.
Yep.
That's a
I think
foul.
that's what's
It's
been.
a clear penalty.
That's a penalty.
I think the referee's given that.
High foot.
It's a clear penalty.
What
What
look
are they
over
waiting
his
for?
shoulder when he was about to kick the ball.
I think this is definitely.
There's very
a penalty.
little to the.
So it's
over.
8. Oh my
this is
god!
not the
little
penalty
to
penalty.
debate
Come
over.
on, man. Simon Hooper, please.
He didn't touch the ball.
Simon Hooper, you have been at
It's
the
a
center
clear
of too
penalty.
many VAR controversies. Please don't make this controversial. No, it looks like Brighton and Hove Albion will be getting a penalty. That decision is being reviewed. We'll get to it in a bit. Meanwhile, it's still Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace.
I don't think
1.
they'll score today. I'm looking at the the way they are playing, and they don't seem to have any.
Don't knock it
connection
off.
with
Don't
each
knock
other.
it off. It's too early.
Well, no,
10
I
minutes,
mean,
10 minutes is a lot of time.
They could pull it back. They could pull it back.
If
Based
this is
on
not
how-
a penalty, well, there's no penalty in football.
I don't think
They are
there's-
changing.
there's
Yeah,
much-
these are the
They've
problems they
spent
make from
too much.
themselves. When it's obvious, they don't make it.
This is
They
a-
don't
this
make
is
it
an obvious
fast and
penalty
immediate.
because this foot's his
That's my
head.
point. So if this is something you have to think about, so something that's even more debatable, you find it harder to actually give the decision.
Yeah, I still think that everybody's still waiting on
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
nothing to
wait about.
It's 90 minutes. You're still-
This is interesting. So in the game between Leeds United and AFC Bournemouth, it's still 2-1.
Oh, come on now.
Um,
The Chelsea players are heckling him.
But they're shitty.
Oh, come on.
2-1 advantage Leeds United. 1-1 Palace Liverpool. 3-1 Manchester City lead Burnley. 88 minutes played in that game. Atletico Madrid still lead Real Madrid by 3-2. Let me go to some of the other leagues and give you an update.
The Real Madrid are leading. Atletico are leading by 4-2.
Wow.
Alvarez
Scores
has
again.
scored again.
on that.
No, but not a Militao may defend on
Yep,
it.
I'm not surprised
Everybody.
at all.
No penalty.
Wow.
Simon Hooper is an
That's-
incredible
That's incredibly strange.
referee.
Look, if this was the other way round, it's given.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a penalty.
If
How is
this
that not a penalty?
If this is the other way round, it's given.
I'm blown
If
away.
a Chelsea player was the
And he
one,
didn't even go over to the screen. He
Like
made no
this.
effort to go over and look at it himself.
What is he doing? A drop ball?
Drop ball.
I
Wow.
am
Wow.
disgusted. That is very
you see
interesting.
the Brighton man,
The Brighton.
he's shocked.
Yeah, that was not given. That's a very shocking decision if you ask me.
The Brighton players.
Or there's a foul in the lead up to
That,
the
but,
incident.
I want to see the
There's
explanation,
11 minutes of time added on.
and I think it will have to be
in that
something
one.
very valid.
Let me just take your thoughts on, Coach, that penalty that penalty incident that was not given to Brighton.
From what I saw, maybe the rules are different, or something preceded
He nearly
that.
took his head off.
That's the only thing I can think of. If something oh come on, Alvarez scored a free kick. That's a
He nearly took his head off with that one. Looks like Julian Alvarez is taking Real Madrid to school in that game.
Look,
in
but
the Madrid
that's
derby.
Gita,
penalty
truth
free
be
kick.
told, on the Real Madrid issue, this was always coming.
Yep.
All the games they've won, they've not
Shaky.
been convincing
Yep.
at all.
I agree.
At all. And we're saying it that, look,
I agree.
from the way they are playing, if they meet a good team that would test their back line, surely, they will be exposed.
And it has happened today.
And this
Against
is what
their city
Atletico
rivals.
has done.
Isaac has been taken off.
Yep. So
Rio has been introduced.
Liverpool
I mean,
also
you'd have wished he had a KTK for this game.
he
Just
he
for the
should have had a
variety.
no. In fact,
I mean-
Eketike is he's a better battler than Isak. He gets
Yeah.
into a lot of small battles, 50-50
Doesn't look like
tackles.
it's happening for Isak yet.
Yeah.
No,
it's-
I think Isaac is still not really fit, because if you noticed at halftime in the EFL Cup game, before he was taken off,
was
they,
warming up
they,
for
yeah,
time.
they made him do some more drills. So
Brighton and Hove Albion.
Brighton saying
have
no, we don't need a
scored
penalty.
anyway.
We don't need a penalty.
Why are you extra excited?
This seems really exciting.
Are you a Brighton fan?
No, if we're Brighton support,
Or you are a Baleba?
as usual. Not alone have been supporting
He's
Brighton.
a friend of Brighton. He's a friend of
Oh
Brighton.
my goodness! Let's watch that again. So
I've always been supporting Brighton.
91st
Wow.
minute. 91st minute.
Akoya Pimbo. You see, Moresca, he's a good coach, but it seems his management of games at times
It's problematic.
it's problematic. If I'm the coach here, 1-0 up, then I have a one goal advantage, and then red card to my team. I'll make the game ugly, but rather it's at the bridge, and Chelsea felt that even with 10 men, they could go on and win this comfortably. I think today will be a pepe.
Liverpool. It's what 85 minutes played. Federico Chiesa went very, very close.
Slot is sweating. You can see the sweat
did
from.
not-
Look at Moresca. You can see the sweat from his pam pam. Is profound.
Meanwhile, Crystal Palace look like they want to wrap this game up. Well, still wasteful. Chelsea Football Club have thrown away their. They'll go to get a draw out of this. Now it looks like they are heading for defeat. We're still trying to get the highlights of that game. Chelsea fans look distraught. That young man over there looks like he looks like he's lost some money on the game as well. Meanwhile, Liverpool are trying to make things happen. They brought on the young wonder kid Gomoha. He has had a few decent stoppage time moments for Liverpool. They're trying to see if it will work. Jeremy Frimpong is on as well. So Liverpool trying to throw everything at it. That is the equalizer in this game. And it is Chiesa. 1-1. Liverpool have equalized. Federico.
Are you surprised?
I was telling somebody.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not. I'm not surprised about the goal scorer. I keep saying that left wing. You see, when something belongs to you, principalities,
everything,
demons,
you take it.
Like it is for him.
It's for him.
That left wing, Kodigapo can't hold Chiesa from that left wing. The only thing that was holding Chiesa
is a fantastic player.
He's Italy's best attacker today, even as of today. They cannot hold him back. Injuries have worried him a little, but when he is fit, none of those people can shine his shoes. That's the honest truth. And he's done it again. So still, most goal contributions, I believe, in the Liverpool team this season, and he's not even a starter.
But do you know his mentality? It's amazing. They
left him out of the Champions League team and only brought him back because somebody got injured.
He didn't complain.
No complaints.
You see,
he starts the next game for me.
This is a player who understands that.
They're checking for handball if it hits Salah's hand in the build-up.
That would be interesting.
I don't think he did.
That looks like a handball.
Handball.
At the freeze frame, it looks like that.
Look at it. It's clear.
It is the freeze frame.
Clear handball. Clear.
That goal is going to be
That goal is going to be chalked.
But that's not what led the ball to him. It was hitting Kamada.
No, but the ball led his hand.
It was a sequence. Handball, back
handball. This one to say clear handball.
It's quite unfortunate, but it's a handball.
Is this not a clear handball?
It's a clear handball.
This is a handball, actually.
He lifted his hand.
Yeah, he lifted
clearly.
If his hand
above his head.
If he was trying to get his hand out the way,
but this one they say
I'll be shocked if they don't.
So it's handball. It's because for all you know, if the ball not hit his hand, it doesn't go to the defender to force him to clear. Somebody clears it. It's so clean.
Couple more seconds. Let's see how this one goes.
Go.
Wow.
Goal has been accepted. Liverpool 1, Crystal Palace.
Wow.
Change the rules of the
because Salah was arguing that
it had no direct impact on the goal.
Because Salah was
had no
arguing
direct
that he
impact on the
felt
goal.
a bit of a push
Behind him.
on his back. So if you watch
As in,
the
so
slow-mo,
the push impact took him into the ball.
Look, we've watched this game several times. When the player is pushed, do you raise your hand above your head?
But then my own is like that's strange because like so many other situations can
That's
be
a
given to
controversial
decision.
If you ask me, I don't think his hand had a direct impact.
I
on the
mean,
goal.
you are the champion.
Because if the ball doesn't hit his hand, I don't think it drops to the defender. Like you understand me?
To be honest, I think his hand alters the situation.
It alters the situation
enough for this to be chalked.
To put off the defender and all that.
Because I don't think it gets to the defender if it doesn't hit his hand.
You are the champion. I mean, you get a few benefits.
When they take quick free kicks, then we give yellow cards.
I mean, they really got a yellow card last week for taking a quick free kick.
Crystal Palace have finally woken up in that game again, and they look like they want to. They look like they are
too late.
They look like they are hurt by that goal that has been accepted.
It looks like Haaland has scored twice, so now I think it's 5-1 for City.
Oh my goodness!
They should be at least 3-1 up.
Manchester City are up and cooking in that game. The 2 p.m. batch of matches are coming to a close, so
you should have buried this game.
We'll do a thorough analysis and breakdown of those matches in a bit. But wow, what is going on? Crystal Palace have a corner. I believe they've sent almost everybody into that
Bournemouth
box.
have equalized in their game.
Oh, so AFC Bournemouth. Hold on, let me go to that game. I think that game is at Leeds United at home. So Eland Road. Let me see who got the goal in that particular encounter. I'll bring you that in a bit. So it's full time in that game actually. 2-2 is how it's ended. So Rodon and Longstaff getting the goals.
Charlie, look at the
Semenyo
way
and Krupi with the goals for.
Moresca is sweating.
Yeah. So Bournemouth actually got the equalizer in the 93rd minute. That's how that game has ended. So Leeds United 2, AFC Bournemouth 2. That game has ended. So we'll be getting updates. We are keeping an eye on the Liverpool game because that's where a lot of the action is now. Chelsea's game is also winding down. There's just about a minute to go in that game. I'll be giving you a quick update. Let me see. Yes, just about 2 minutes or so left in that game. Liverpool have 5 minutes to see if slot time is really a thing. They've already done 4 late game winners this season. Can they make it 5? So that's the.
But these 2 decisions are going to be at the heart of conversations this week. The one in the Chelsea game and the one in the Liverpool game. I don't think the
Chelsea penalty that was not called.
Yeah,
I don't
think that penalty should be given. I don't think this goal should stand too. So yeah.
So big talking points heading into the 90-minute.
I know this isn't how it works, but I think on first replay when we all saw the goal, we didn't notice the direct impact of his hand, and I think that's one of those impacts of VR where once you slow everything down, once you play every goal back and you start looking for where can we disallow this goal, you start finding these little things. Admittedly, by the loss of the game,
Danny Welbeck has scored again for Brighton. Yes, this is a proper remove your shirt moment. Not that stuff that Hugo Ekitike was.
But then for me, it's not about that. It's about the fact that we've seen so many of these given. You can't tell me, and there's no narrative that the impact of his hand and the trajectory of the ball not being affected.
When we saw,
I don't
Salah raise his hand.
There's no way the ball falls. There's no way the ball falls to the defender the way he did to go back to the person who scores the goal if it doesn't hit Salah's hand.
I agree.
So to tell me that,
and even his hand wasn't closer to his body.
His hand was
above his head.
I think that
the rule doesn't make the rule doesn't make provision for what you are trying to do.
No.
The rule never.
The rule is the rule.
Yeah,
they say your hand must be in a natural position.
It doesn't make provision for what you were thinking about on your head. So like that's just how.
No, but that's in reference to the penalty. There's a different rule when it comes to goal scoring. It's about the impact of your hand in relation to the goal that was scored.
So how does the ball fall to that defender if it doesn't hit Salah's hand? That's all I want to know.
And that is arguable. It's not definite. It's
so
arguable.
then arguable about that. How is it arguable?
He hit his hand
and goes to the player.
because like I said, if you watch the replay, Salah felt that there was a push on his back, and so he flailed his arms in the air. And he crashed to the turf.
So if you put someone in the air, raise your hand up in the air.
No, because he felt like I was being pushed.
Did you watch the Man United game?
I get it. See, Salah has the right to keep his hands in the air, but I'm saying that.
Did you watch the Man United game?
Let's
hand go in back the air to that Brentford
impacted. It impacted that ball greatly, and I don't think that if the rules are reversed, Liverpool would not be happy
about this. Yes, that's just it for me. Like if the rules are reversed, you will leave your club was on the receiving end of this.
Liverpool will not be happy.
You shouldn't be trying to defend it. That's just it for me.
Anyway, Chelsea have conceded a third goal. Danny Welbeck has scored.
It was a fantastic goal.
Yeah.
Danny Welbeck loved it.
Look, I need to get into some Danny Welbeck details one of these days because I'm just amazed at his career trajectory, especially at this point. It's crazy.
35 years.
He's giving you Chris Wood vibes. I mean, you think that this guy shouldn't be at this stage.
He's gotten better with age.
Yes, playing at this
is for
age,
Italian strikers.
And producing at this age. But at the end of the day,
he was running everywhere on the pitch.
Yeah.
Now the injury slowed him down, and he learnt his lesson.
He has demarcated
he's demarcated his zone.
Yeah.
So he's within that zone. And when the ball shows up, he puts in the back of the net.
Just on the handball one from the Premier League. So this is at the start of last season. It is an offense if a player scores an opponent's goal directly from their hand or arm, even if it's accidental, including the goalkeeper, and immediately after the ball has touched their hand or arm, even if accidental. Mitigating factors for why the goal may still stand. The goal was not immediate. The goal was scored by a teammate, and the ball not entering the goal. However, if the action of the defender results in an own goal.
But who was the goal scored by?
It was scored by a different player. Goal scored by a teammate, so that's also one of the mitigating factors.
And it wasn't immediate because Chris Richards headed the ball and it came off.
But my point
not
is,
saying by
my
the
point is, the
interpretation
ball
of the
hitting Saleh's hand is the reason the ball got to the defender's head
That's a
for
fact.
it to get to. Like, I don't.
That's the fact.
That's not football.
But my point is the
Like-
rule is different from when you are conceding a penalty from when you are scoring
I
a goal.
know, I completely understand what you're saying, but I also feel like they're not accounting for
That's
what,
like
for
that's what I'm talking
actually-
about. My
and
and
that's
everything
the
you are saying stands.
by
Now,
common
do you
sense,
think
by
that
common
if
sense,
that
I
ball,
understand that.
do you think if that ball had hit the hand of Crystal Palace defender the way, he won't whistle for a penalty?
But that's what I'm saying, but the rule is different.
No, what makes the rule different is a handball.
Me, what I'm saying is that
What you have read
what I
here
am
has
say-
got nothing to do with what
that's
happened.
that's what I'm saying is that the ball, the sequence happened in the way it hit Saleh's hand. Then the ball, the trajectory of the ball changed, and the
went
Crystal
to the
Palace was able to
defender. He had
head
to
it.
react.
He had to react, and he was able to head it back.
Yeah.
And the Liverpool player was able
All
to
I'm
finish.
saying is I
If
agree
the
with
ball
you,
doesn't
but
hit the hand, it doesn't get
Somebody
to the head to get there.
And
So
if you look at the replay too, if the ball does not hit Mohamed Saleh's hand, it was going to a Crystal Palace player who would have cleared it.
Who can clear it? So like that's just it for me. But fair enough. It's
But I understand the point. I'm just
Anyway,
saying by the
that
rules.
game, the Chelsea game has come to an end.
Yeah,
Chelsea
man.
fans look like
That's a fantastic result.
we'll get full time analysis of that one in a bit. Looks like Liverpool Palace should be ending any second from now. So the two unbeaten teams in the league
Still
will
remain
remain unbeaten. Crystal Palace will probably go and watch tape and smash a few glasses
How-
against the
how
wall
they didn't
and
win
ask
it.
themselves how they are not walking away with 3 points. But it's not done yet. We have one more sequence of play.
but they are part of that. They are
So
part of that.
Liverpool Football Club have one more sequence of play to defend. Long throw in. Looks like Will Hughes will head the ball in. That is a Crystal Palace goal, and that is 2-1. Eddie Ketia with the goal. With literally the last action of the game. Like I said, game wasn't over yet. Slot seems very unhappy.
I don't
with
know
the-
what he's unhappy
he was
about.
pointing at his time that the time was up.
No,
Yep.
no, no. It's a minimum of. That's what
I think that Liverpool-
So
this
this
is-
is- everybody remembers the rules now.
Because
I
I
No,
think
it's a minimum of.
No, but this is really poetic justice. Liverpool don't deserve to.
Liverpool
draw
don't
this.
deserve
of
to
course,
even
they
walk
don't
away with
even
the
do-
draw.
They don't
So
deserve a draw out of this
if
game.
we are going to be very honest per the
This
performance.
is proper slot time.
So it's 2-1. Crystal Palace have scored against Liverpool. 3-1 Chelsea have beaten. 3-1 Brighton have beaten Chelsea. Look at this long throw.
That's some defender
yep.
suspect.
Ball headed back by Will Hughes.
He's not off. He's off for the way. Atina.
Control on the chest. Left foot finish. Jeremy Frimpong was asleep.
Keeps him on.
Is the Liverpool player who had it.
Gravenberg played him on.
Strum.
That's a really good finish.
Very good finish. The control on the chest
Yes.
first time
And through the keeper's legs.
and finish with his left foot. Eddie
Yeah,
Nketiah,
yeah, I think they're checking. No.
typically
They should check though.
I will be shocked if this is
Gravenberg
if
must have
if no
been
no let me
offside.
tell you something. Look, everybody was their team.
It's the
to win.
Liverpool player who headed the ball to him.
If they rescue a point for this out of this for Liverpool, I will be scandalized. If I'm Crystal Palace, I will be scandalized. First, that incident, that goal, and then just chalked off.
It is stand. It's a
Come
goal.
on, man. Come on, man.
I mean, for all you know, the tip
He was
of, the
just a
tip of
little
his-
offside. It's very possible.
Yeah,
It's very
you know, the tip
possible.
of it breaches the screen.
Yeah,
So,
it's very, very
yeah,
possible.
it will be,
You can't knock it off. You can't
Come
knock
on,
it
And
off.
everyone at Stockley Park's a Liverpool fan, so clearly they'll do it in our favor. Right.
It's a goal.
That is a
That's
goal.
a stand. That's
Yeah,
a
so
stand,
Crystal Palace goal has been confirmed.
That win takes them up to second in the table.
Slot
That's-
is
This
complaining.
is slot time.
Yeah,
Slotted
Gravenberg
time.
actually does
you
place
see?
his leg plays him on.
You see?
That is
Wow.
slotted time. Proper slotted time.
It
That is
literally just plays him on.
It's the
That
same thing that
is-
happened with the Man United Brentford game.
Wow,
Harry
so that is
Maguire-
upset.
That was not
And he's-
sensible.
Yeah.
When the ball was coming, he was when he was
he-
behind the player. He was
Step-
going
yeah,
for. He was
yeah.
stepping out.
That is such a good finish.
That's a really good finish. Through the keeper's legs too.
Yep.
Really good finish.
But Mateta has tried that finish a couple of times
Times, and
already,
it-
trying to go low.
Hey, now
when Alisson is-
Glasner and again, Glasner stock goes a notch higher, beating a big team. Still unbeaten, 18 matches unbeaten in the league for Crystal Palace. That is crazy.
He's up to second.
Wow. So Palace will move up the table. following this particular results. Let's begin the post-match analysis of the games that have been played. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Coach, let me start off with you and let's do Liverpool Crystal Palace and then we'll move on to the other games. So 2-1 this has ended. Liverpool thought that they had registered enough a goal to get them a draw or a point in this game. Palace clearly the more deserving team. I'll pull up the statistics for this game in a bit.
The better team has won. We are doing the Republic of Football. We are watching the game. We are discussing it. How many times were we not amazed at the chances that Crystal Palace were missing? How many times? There were times we saw that even by the end of the first half, Yao rightly said that Palace should be a minimum of 3 goals up. They didn't do that. Liverpool found a way, crawled back into the very typical of them. Once they equalized, they thought they could go on and win it. But if you're a Liverpool supporter and a head coach, you must be disappointed in the manner in which they lost that game. Because it came from a direct throw in, and a team like Liverpool, Van Dijk, maybe if Konate was there,
because they lack height in the box for that,
he would have dealt with that. But having said that, you must credit Crystal Palace. They stay committed to the cause. They fought for every ball. They battled it, and in times where they had to show how solid a team they are defensively, they were. And look, their goalkeeper too was very, very super on the day. There were some point blank saves that we all thought Liverpool had equalized, and then you saw him making the save. So I believe that based on what we saw, I think the better team on the day has won in every department. Defensively, they were better. In midfield, they were better. In attack, they were better. Liverpool only, in my view, came to life when they introduced Federico Chiesa. And Chiesa, again, has shown that, look, he should be given a bit more look in.
Why is he not getting that trust or faith from the manager? Is it because he wasn't bought for big money? I don't understand. If you look at the options, Gakpo has not been great this season.
Yeah, he's
Ngomo is too young.
Yes.
Wirtz is still finding his way. Why isn't Chiesa getting a look in?
Maybe Slot is the best person to explain that. But between you and I, we know when Chiesa is fit, we know how immense a player he can be. He's direct, he's technically good, he scores goals, he creates assists, he makes things happen. Okay? So if you have such a player who he needed some time to adapt to the English league, especially he came back from 2 very serious
injuries,
career-threatening injuries.
True.
Did I think I'll ever see him this way? No.
I didn't even think.
Look, Juve, in my view, I think they were forced to sell Chiesa because of his injury. Because anytime he was fit in that Juve
shirt, his salary was killing them.
Exactly. Anytime he was fit in that Juve shirt, he was by far their best player. Even at the national level, we know Federico Chiesa. We saw him at the Euros. The one hosted in England. He virtually won the tournament for them together with Donnarumma. So I think, because Liverpool seems to be winning their games. The player they spent over 120 million on, Florian Wirtz. Nobody has mentioned his name. We sat here on Sports Panorama. Personally, I did say that I don't think he's worth that amount of money. And I don't see him walking into this league and dominate, because physically he will struggle to adjust. And that's exactly what we've seen. We saw him today, completely a pale shadow of himself.
Non-factor.
Non-existent, not doing anything meaningful to bring others into the... You see, he's been brought to add a bit more creativity to what Liverpool will be doing in attack. But if you now have Isak dropping off where he should be, rather getting involved in the build-up play to create for others, then somebody is not doing his job. Maybe not today. Today he could be pardoned. But we've seen 6 games. Just as somebody was judged when he was bought for 80-something million, if you are bought for over 100 million, you'll be given the same assessment.
Fair, which is fair.
Paul Pogba?
Yeah, we saw the way Pogba was judged when he was bought
under
for
the spotlight consistently.
Consistently.
Which is true.
You can give 4 assists and they'll say that's what the £100 million player is supposed
to do.
I mean, but to be fair, he's not the most expensive player anymore. That's Isak. So
But they're both
still expensive.
Both in one team.
Still big money. Still big money.
If you pull out for him, he's got no goal, 0 assists.
I'm going to pull out. I'm going to try and pull out his statistics.
I thought somebody, one of my colleagues at work,
Even Isak has scored.
Yeah,
He's got
you see,
007.
I was discussing this matter with the colleague at work in midweek. The colleague was, I said, go to the stats. You see it there. And truly, too, no goal, 0 assists.
Yeah, 007.
Not even 0 assists before assists. So for me, look, he has to be judged, and the same spectacle, the same lenses that were used to view, we are beginning to view him. Is he 120 million? What?
100.
No. What do you want to say?
They've been saying it's 160.
You know, to add
160 what? Add the add-ons to it.
The add-ons should be added down.
When Man United bought Anthony Martial, didn't you add the add-ons?
Add-ons are based on good performances, and he's not performing.
I say when United
there's no
bought,
guarantee we'll have to pay them.
when United bought Anthony Martial, you added the add-ons.
Yeah, the add-ons are
You
added.
added the add-ons. Some of the funny add-ons were
future Ballon d'Or winner.
if he ends up to win the Ballon d'Or, but you people were adding it. So add whatever bread is what.
And just snap thoughts on that Liverpool game and focus on Wirtz. I mean, what have you personally made of his? I mean, early time at Liverpool.
I don't know.
moving around,
I
number
think,
10, number
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. A lot of people are failing to take into account that Liverpool is also Slot is trying to also figure out a new kind of team. Like it's not. He's brought a lot of players in, and now he's trying to like mold the team in his image exactly. Because last season was largely Klopp's team he used to win that title, and a lot of Klopp's ways. I think this season he wants to tailor make the team more to his specifications. And this is unfortunately getting lost in all those things because a lot of things haven't been figured out.
Yes, look at Diego Simeone. He's micromanaging the game.
He's beside himself.
No, they usually take these kind of leagues
And then
against
they
Roma and
throw
they
them
throw them away. So I'm sure he's on his toes about them.
You see the way. You see, the boy has been introduced into the game.
That's just Rodrigo, and he's on the left.
You see,
he's on the left side.
So now that you need
Mbappe
somebody
and
to come
Vinicius
to
on
your
the
help,
pitch.
You've gone for him.
you've gone for him, which is a clear indication that this boy. Look, I don't know, but how,
Anyway,
I think it's like a 4-4-2. So Masantano is on the other side.
Yeah,
and
how
Rodrigo
would
is
somebody
there,
go and
Vini
buy?
and
I think
Mbappe
I
up
think
front.
Arsenal were interested, but he pulled out because of the how expensive
terrible
the package was.
Anyway, let me give you the person whose stats we should be looking at. I'll let you finish the Wirtz bits in a bit, but Maguire's stats have dropped for this game, and Liverpool will wish they had him at centre back instead of Konate. So 90 plus 7 game by numbers. 19 of 21 passes completed, 7 clearances, 5 duels won, 3 tackles, 2 touches in the opponent's box, 1 assist, 0 fouls conceded.
He did
For a
it all.
defender.
He did it all.
0 fouls conceded. He's basically bossed the game, and which is crazy because your mentals are supposed to be all over the place. If you are unplugged from a team you wanted to join, now you have to play against them, and then he just completely puts in a monster performance.
I think it's the hallmark of a professional. I think Gay is a top professional. The way he's conducted himself.
I was asking about how he was going to conduct himself in the wake
in
of
all
that.
of this.
Yeah.
He's been fantastic, and Glasner even spoke
I
about it.
think there's something Crystal Palace should get him to do:
Extend.
extend and close the contract.
He won't do it.
At least because he's so good at serving.
He won't do it. He won't do it.
He should no.
He will feel betrayed by how they let his deadline day
You
move
see,
forward through.
a
He won't
lot
do
of the
it.
things. I
You
think
see,
a lot
that move,
a lot of things were
most
blown
people
out
are
of
blaming
the coach.
Crystal Palace. I don't blame. I blame Liverpool for that move to have delayed.
How so?
You were massaging the move. Palace told you what the price tag was.
Yeah, pay the money.
He said, "Give me 50 million, take the man away."
They're
You
trying to
said-
beat the price down,
My guy is not even 25 years. Is it 25,
No,
26?
but he has-
He's
yeah.
about 25.
He's about 25
about
years.
25. But
You pay 50 million this month for such a quality. He guarantees you between 8 to 10 years in your team.
I think that's fair enough.
I think that is what Liverpool should have looked at.
Yeah, they were
That
trying
is
to.
what
They
they
were
should
trying
have
to
looked
be
at.
cheap.
Then they call Militao. I say,
Oh my goodness!
I said it.
And
Look at Militao.
Real Madrid fans
The
will be,
Kezuku
they will be
name.
upset with Xabi Alonso today.
5-3.
5-2.
5-2.
5-2.
5-2 in the Madrid Derby. I don't remember the last time this happened.
The last time it was this big a score. Like I remember there was a 4-0 when Ronaldo was around. That's like the biggest
We
one. I
will
remember.
get to discuss this in depth in a bit, but like I said, I have put out the we'll be putting our McGahey stats up in a bit.
This was coming. As for this one, it was coming.
Yeah.
Wow,
We said it
five is
after
a
game
lot.
1. We said it after game 2.
Yep.
We said it after game 3. We said it
Don
after the
Florentino
Champions
is
League.
typing on his phone.
Yes.
The
We
Marseille
said it
game,
after
the Marseille game
Champions
is a
League.
game that scared me personally because I felt like that game is a game Madrid should have like cruised through.
Yeah.
Even though Marseille are quite a quality team and they have a good coach.
Anyway, Adam, I think you were making a point
Yeah, I was
about
making
Viets.
a
Let's
point
land
about
on
Viets.
that. and
I was
move
saying that Viets is kind of getting lost in all the new things that are going on at Liverpool. Coupled with the fact that when Isak came in, Isak didn't come in fit. And this week, Liverpool kind of took a hit with what happened with the red card situation. So it kind of made selection heading into the weekend a bit of a headache. But generally,
Griezmann.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
but generally he's been
Griezmann scores with his right foot.
Yes.
and he's been on a 22 goal game drought. And I saw someone say on Twitter that guess what game he scored a goal in. So if he scored in this game, it's just funny that he does score in this game. As I was making a point about this, I was saying that he's kind of lost in all the new things that happen at Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are going through a lot of changes too. Aside the fact they won the league last season, it's kind of a new team Slot is trying to shape into his image. So this is kind of getting lost in the team trying to find his feet, and he
So
too
when he's Slot,
also
you should
trying to.
understand that he should start
No,
to shape a new team.
I'm
Somebody
not
should start
saying
to shape
anyone
a
should
new team.
understand.
No,
I'm just
what I'm saying.
I'm just speaking at the thing, the factors that
he's
are
analyzing.
contributing.
That's what
No,
he's
no,
doing.
he's trying to share. Who's trying to share? Who's not trying to share? When is somebody there? You must. When is somebody?
He's analyzing.
He's won a league title.
Yes, he's
No,
analyzing.
so that is why he shouldn't even look at it the way he's looking at it.
No, but at the
He's
same
a champion, so he should do well.
Fair enough. But like those are the things I feel are contributing
Contributing
to
to
Viz getting lost in the source, as I would say. So he's getting lost in all these things. But I think Liverpool fans should be worried, especially if it's getting close to game week 10 and he's not found his feet. And I say so because it's something coach says regularly that like by game week 10. How the season is generally going to look will start to take shape. So if we are getting, I think this is game week number 6.
Yeah.
We are getting close to that number. If this isn't really picking up, it should be
worrying for
it should be
Liverpool.
worrying at this point, especially getting to this
For
point.
me, my only problem with the team is the number of chances they tend to give away. If you are the champions of the EPL,
Yeah.
defending win you league titles, they were not given this quantum of chances away last season.
Nope.
So all of a sudden, you win the league, you start a new season. Almost every opponent you've played in the league have scored against you, apart from Arsenal. They themselves, I question why he will go Rice, Zubimendi, and Moreno. And it didn't pay off. But any team that has gone with their way of attacking, at least
Got a goal.
they've gotten a goal against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And that, in my view, is not good enough.
Let me get Manuel's thoughts on. Let's talk about Chelsea. They lost by 3-1. Back-to-back red cards for Chelsea. This time they've lost the game heavily as well. Enzo Maresca is without a win in 4 matches as things stand now. How does he turn things around? They suffered spells like this last season. This season, they thought that they had addressed their concerns, coming more confident. The losses are piling up.
I mean, they had the win in the EFL Cup, if that counts. But just on Chelsea, like I said, I think it's a tiredness thing. I think for Maresca in particular, like I think I've had this issue with him where he hasn't been consistent throughout his career as a manager. Like there's been times where he's been really brilliant, and been time where it's almost like, what is he trying to do?
Yep.
He's still trying to. I think he's, as much as people like to say that he learns under the school of Pep Guardiola, I think in some way he's still trying to decide what he wants to be as a manager, especially at the top level. And I mean, to his credit, like I said, he's had a lot of reasonable success. I mean, his first season he won the championship with Leicester. In his second season he won with Chelsea. He won the Conference League and the Club World Cup. That's an exceptional resume. But I think in terms of what it means for the team going throughout the season, in terms of tiredness, I think some of the players will be tired. I think the injuries and the options that he decides to use in those games is a little similar to Liverpool, because as much as they've maintained the core of their team, they've sold a lot of players, or they've moved a lot of parts of the team. Like they've moved Jackson, they've moved a lot of players, and some of the players who have come in are not yet having the impact that they
Thought they would,
that they projected that they would. And that's the thing where in this, it's almost like a money ball system. How do you call it? They need a lot of things to come together. And at this moment, where I think that the problem, almost the same problem that happened with Pochettino, if you remember, before the time he was getting to the end of the season, that's when he also got to a point where he was getting more fluid and more consistent with the team. And by that point, he wasn't able to continue. I think Maresca has enough credits in the bank. This will probably just be a shaky run. It's a bit sad that sometimes it seems like their poor form seems to coincide when Palmer is not in the team. Because I feel like there's so much talent in the team.
The Palmer Academy will be up in arms today again. They should find a way to be able to play better without him.
Next
game is against Liverpool.
Yeah, because it almost seems like anytime he's not around, Chelsea don't really know what they are doing attacking wise. It looks like they are lost.
And I feel like the thing, they've had so many different players that can play in that role. Like maybe not directly the way Palmer plays, but maybe Bonanote can play there, Gittins can play there. Like different options.
Has been so bad. Chelsea fans don't even want to see him. Anyway, that's another discussion. Yeah, let me take your thoughts to conclude the Chelsea discussion. 3-1 away loss. Maresca under more pressure. Next game up against Liverpool.
Home loss.
Yep.
It was at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. So
Maresca, I think he should go back to basics and look at it from this angle that, look, at some point, I think it was 2 seasons ago, yes, Arteta lost some key points along the way in the first half of the season. And later down the line, it affected him. And those losses or those points that he dropped, it was directly tied to player indiscipline. Players getting red card, players getting sent off for kicking the ball away. You remember those incidents? 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 seasons ago. Yes. Last season.
It was last season. Last season. The first 7 games, they had like 5 red cards.
Man City.
Wonderful. Yep. It was last season.
It came back and it came to affect them.
Yep.
Chelsea, I said it from the jump that, oh no, I don't see them winning the league. Though they finished 4th last season. New project that looks to be stabilized by Maresca. But the battle for that 4th place, it's not easy. Looking at how Newcastle are going about their business, I thought that, they will have some wobbles in there, but they look to have gotten better. With the addition of Ramsey, with the addition of Elanga, I'm not too convinced about their German striker, Voltmada, but at least
He's not look bad.
He's not look bad. And even beyond that, I see them being able to cope without him because of the additions of Elanga, Ramsey, and most importantly, Johan Wissa.
Yeah.
So I look at that. I look at Newcastle. Then I look at Spurs. Thank you. I look at Spurs. Then it's possible that once you are dropping all these points, and maybe Bournemouth, if they don't.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Their second
Crystal Palace are very legit right now.
I look at all these things and I'm thinking, could these drop points come back to haunt Chelsea the way it did with Arsenal in terms of the Premier League race? Because last season, the Premier League race, it was wide open.
Yep.
Because Man City, they were no show. And you reflect on it and you think, maybe, aside Arteta being conservative, if those points had not been dropped, maybe Arsenal could have ended up winning the league ahead of Liverpool. So if you are in such a tight race for Champions League place qualification, you can't be dropping these points this early in the season. And so that could also be another situation where he should look at. Because as a coach, I think Maresca is fine. As a coach, he is fine. I don't see any problems with him. But you look at how they've been going about their business. I think the players need to step up a little bit and take up a little bit more responsibility. First things first, in managing or seeing out the games. And secondly, to ensure that they are a little bit disciplined. You look at that last week game against Man United. Robert Sanchez, what was he running to? Where was he running to? Coming out of his post that early.
No, but a lot of these are like very silly errors by the players themselves. If you even go back to Jackson,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, if you go back
Players
to
need
Jackson
to take
at the
a lot
club,
more
club
responsibility for some of the things
Take a
that
more
happen.
responsibility.
I
World
like
Cup. A
it
little
this way.
different. A little different. Because I used to have the same problem
when
with
it
his.
is with another team, it is the manager. And I'm the only person who sits here and tend to demand a bit more from the players. But when it is with the other teams, then the players need to take more responsibility. It's so unfair.
I don't think that's how it is.
No, the point I'm making.
what are you
no,
saying?
What I'm saying is this: when we sat here and we spoke
Yeah.
about the Man United game, I'm the only person who pinpoint the responsibility that certain players
I-
are not showing.
I agree that
No,
Minu
but
gave the ball away.
But oh no, forget it. Man,
I agree he gave the ball. I agree that.
until you went on to watch the.
Oh no,
video.
I'd already watched it too. I was one of the posts said, yeah, fair enough.
Two.
He's trying to get him sacked.
Two, everything y'all said here, I agree. But do you know why it's going to get worse if Chelsea don't take care?
Why?
Do you know why it's going to get worse? See, by December, fatigue will set in.
Properly. Hey, we say they are tired now.
No, they can't be tired. They are not tired
It's
now.
not. The fatigue hasn't set in yet.
They are not tired now. If you understand football, they are not tired now.
I get what you mean.
They didn't rest, though. They had only 2 weeks
Yeah.
of rest. Now, the Champions League have started. Don't forget, coming Wednesday, Imami, Jose Mourinho is coming to town. No, Saturday they in Liverpool. No, Echo.
Barcelona.
Back to back, Barcelona. He's going. He's coming. He's
the
coming. He's
games
going.
are
He's going. He's coming. He's coming. He's going.
Thick and fast.
Thick and fast. That is why somebody like me, I looked at it. I said, look, maybe the decision to drive certain players away from this team was wrong. I highlight Nikolai Jackson. Look, we follow the boy they bought from Brighton.
Joao Pedro.
Joao Pedro. Put his stats out there. How many times has he scored 15 plus goals in a season? How many times?
He's not done it before.
He's not done it before.
He's not done it before.
Jackson
So
has his
for
first season.
Jackson, at least in his 2 years at Chelsea, outscored Didier Drogba in the league. So
No cap.
as to how, yes, if you say you are punishing Jackson for being indisciplined, taking unnecessary red card, look at your goalkeeper last week. Look at Chaloba this week. I think Jackson should have been coached into getting him to understand
Yeah.
his importance to the team, whereby certain tackle, just show yourself to distract, but don't get involved. You understand? Now you've sacked him, drove him away against his wish. Now is the time now to now begin to what? Depend on proper depth. This Chelsea team, we are crying. How can a team that have spent close to 2 billion complain about depth? Maybe
No, because they keep moving the players. That's the
that
thing.
is
They
the
bring a player
problem.
within a season.
So
2
that is the
seasons.
problem. So it means that maybe they should look at every position, at least two players in that position of the team, and that roughly should allow them to register about 25, 26 players with the goalkeepers, 3 goalkeepers. Let's say a pair per position. But you cannot be sacking some of your best players. Where is Raheem Sterling now?
He's been frozen out.
Look,
Exile.
They've completely
He and Disasi.
they've completely in their own way destroyed Raheem Sterling.
Yep.
Because Raheem Sterling
He's still a very decent player.
is a decent player, and Raheem Sterling didn't do like Rashford and Jadon
No.
Sancho.
Yeah,
did.
he's actually, yeah, he's
But
actually.
Maresca has the same problem. Like immediately he sees a player, I think within 2-3 weeks he knows whether he use you or not. Same
No,
thing with
but
Joao Felix.
you see,
When he
in
brought
the case of Raheem Sterling, I believe it is the owners who is using Maresca to
To
get
use-
rid-
yep.
because they want to trim
They
down.
want to- they want to
No,
their
but as
wage
soon as
book.
he came in the first season, I don't think he got much of a chance. He went to
Do you know how much he's
Arsenal.
earning a week?
What?
300,000.
Is that
Yeah,
the
they,
thing?
earning money, I know,
They
like,
need
he's
that
good.
off the books.
That
But
is-
they offered him the contract, and that's my point.
That's
At
what
some
I'm-
point,
they
something
offered
must
him
have
the
gone
contract.
different between when.
They offered him the contract from Man City. When they bought him for 50 million.
Yeah, and they don't
and
think
gave him 300,000 pounds a week. He came to Chelsea. He had only 1 season with them. How can you say a player you bought for 50 million after 1 season has become this bad?
But that means he was probably brought in by a different manager.
Yes, Maresca came to meet him.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It is not the coach. it is about the owners, Todd Bowley and the people realizing that we shouldn't have given him that contract.
Yep. Regrets about the money.
Regrettably, and do you know how many years they signed him?
Like 5 years.
Yeah,
That's 5
Was a
years,
big
6
contract.
years. So
That's 3 more years left.
3 more years. So he'll
Bradley.
chop. Give me, I'll retire from
Raheem
football.
Sterling has
I'll
been
chop
collecting a
300,000,
very healthy bag
chop
for a
and
long
chop
time.
And chop and chop.
Liverpool, City, Chelsea.
Are you telling me that if Sterling
crazy.
has been, let's say, no buyer, you want, but no buyer. If Chelsea Sterling cannot be integrated in this
That's
team
crazy.
and
shocked.
bring out his best,
I'm shocked.
So in
he
terms
cannot
of-
contribute to this team.
In terms of gross per week, Sterling ends like before tax. That's 325,000 a week. And the next closest to him is Reece James, their captain, on 250.
250.
Look at
That's-
Before Fofana, who has he's another injury prone player. He's on 200,000.
200,000.
They are
a
chopping
week.
free
That's
money.
bad money.
If you are talking, you don't want to
That's
talk.
at least 500,000 pounds a week going out. That's not being used on players in
Exactly.
your squad.
And Nketia, let me just point out. You see, I was not happy with the way Maresca managed the game. I was not happy at all. When they got the red, when they were shown the red card, they were having a goal advantage.
Yeah.
They were 1 goal up.
Yep.
But that was when the game was overly stretched. Who do you think that will suit? It suited Brighton, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, you are 10 men, we are 11 men, you are leading us, so let's go toe to toe.
As for Maresca, me,
Let's go toe to toe.
The thing about me, I've never been really convinced about him, and this is not a knock on his credentials. Like,
No, at all, far
if
from
if
that.
you win the Conference League, win the Championship, win the Club World Cup, all those are decent. I would just say that, look, first of all, the Conference League is not the most competitive competition, especially if you have a squad like what Chelsea has.
Do I want my team to play in the Conference League? No.
You
Do want Liverpool to play
no,
that?
you win it. Look, the Club World Cup, I think that 7-8 game tournaments are up in the air for everybody who
And-
has
anybody
a
at
decent
all,
squad
yeah.
and a decent level cohesion. What I judge managers more on is league consistency. Look, it takes a different type of manager to keep players engaged for close to 40 games in a season. Like, you need a different level, and you don't need just tactics for that.
No.
You need
Man management.
some man management. You need some wit in there, like, and that's the bit I think he lacks the most. When you move away from tactics, he has almost nothing to offer.
I was listening to Jose Mourinho when he spoke about Maicon
Yeah,
at Inter Milan.
Yeah.
He said Maicon is used to do something.
Pick
When
up
he's
5 yellow
playing,
cards.
he will pick yellow card 1, 2, 3, 4. He will make sure the 5th yellow card he will pick
It's in
is in December, so that
Yeah,
because
go
there's some
vacation.
chilling in Brazil that they do. So he went to Maicon and said, look, if you pick the yellow card or not, you are not going. And you know what Maicon did?
what's that?
Maicon scored 2 goals. And then he looked at Jose Mourinho. He picked the yellow card. Jose said, look, you go, I'll give you 1 week extra. Go and rest. That is the man management skill.
Maresca doesn't have it. Maresca thinks everything is my way or the highway.
I mean, it's the new managers. Arteta too had that problem when he came in at Arsenal with Ozil and
You see,
Aubameyang.
you are not accomplished enough to be doing that.
No.
In the case of Maresca, I can even give him some some rope because he has won things now. Arteta hasn't won a major trophy.
He
So
won
he,
the FA Cup.
oh
won the
please,
FA
let's
Cup.
not do this. Let's
He
not
won the
go.
FA Cup.
Let's not go back to that FA Cup. That FA Cup is dusty right now. Let's not do this. Arteta doesn't have enough credits in the bank to be doing. As for Maresca, I was telling you guys on Sports Panorama last week that he needs to stop this my way or the highway business. Even managers who are serial winners, that strategy backfires against them eventually. Mourinho, first guy, Pep Guardiola, it is happening now. When you do that, you need to keep winning. Like, you can't lose.
Yeah.
You need to win at all
You have to
costs.
prove
Because
all your decisions are right.
Right now, I'll tell you for a fact that there are a lot of players in that Chelsea dressing room who are not happy with how he's treating Raheem Sterling.
Yes.
And Raheem Sterling is a big figure in your dressing room.
Very, very big.
He can
In
cause
fact, the most
anarchy in your dressing
the
room.
most accomplished.
He wasn't around last
Maybe if
year.
you-
Who's more experienced in the squad as compared
Nobody
to him?
has
Who won
won
more than him.
Nobody.
Maybe you
Yeah.
say Enzo
Nobody.
Fernandez because he's won the World Cup.
No, but
in
Enzo
terms
doesn't-
of tangibles,
Yeah.
Raheem was
Enzo-
small.
He's
can-
the oldest player in the squad.
Oldest player in the
And
squad.
he's
The
the
next
most
oldest is at least
experienced.
Marc
And he has
Cucurella.
won more than everybody in this team. He's not the kind of player you want to make unhappy. He can have an influence on your younger players. I don't know why managers don't understand these things. These are player dynamics. The moment
Especially when the behavior of the player is not
No,
questioned.
but their point is they
exactly
think
my
like
point.
so same way with Jackson, he was offered ways to leave. Apparently, even Bayern came in for him, But he was slightly disinterested because last time he went to work under like Arteta, another person new from City, that didn't give him any guarantee for game time.
Exactly.
So he didn't want to take the same risk.
That's it. He's taking. You know, he's doing.
No,
he's
And he
doing
didn't want to
things
move
that
out. He didn't want to move out of London too. That's another thing.
No, but
Because
then Fulham came around and that move, they were negotiating.
that move fell in.
just
fell
yeah.
through.
Oh, you go to Fulham.
Oh no, but like I'm sure he wants to keep active to play in the World Cup because the World Cup year is
I
coming.
don't think.
That move just fell through. I don't know whether
Anyway,
what happened.
Raheem Sterling, honestly, I think they need to find a solution to it. But let's move on to something else. So we've discussed Liverpool, we've done Chelsea. Let's discuss 5-1 Manchester City. Let me stay with you on that one. Are they back? 5-1. Guardiola was smiling. They did a little victory lap around the pitch when they won the game. Maxime and Steve.
You just have to look at the teams that they've beaten so far.
Yes.
This season,
And
and make
Steve
that
scored 2
judgment.
own goals in this game.
They beat Wolves and they look dominant.
Yep.
They beat Burnley and they
United.
look dominant. Against Man United, they weren't dominant.
They were not dominant. Those
but
teams
I'm
came
talking
down
about
to
team
But they
to
still
be
won
short.
Yeah, they
convincingly.
still won.
They won.
Yes.
Convincingly.
Uh-huh.
They had a lot of chances that they.
But at this point in time, Man United, Man City's peers, no. Their peers are against Liverpool and against Arsenal. How did they look against those teams? Not too good. So that's where they are. That's their level. At this point in time, I don't see them having that aura about them where they've even won before they step on the pitch.
Yeah,
These
they
days,
used to have it.
they used to have it. These days, they don't have it.
Nobody.
True.
Don't put for nobody. Ateta coach it tomorrow.
Today, Burnley almost. I mean, I think they gave a bad goal. They had 2 own goals today.
Yes.
The French left-footed centre back, Maxime Steve, 6'4", good player. I don't know why he was giving away 2
Well,
own goals today.
I'm a bit disappointed in Bournemouth's results. I think going to Ellen Road, they should be picking up those points there. I struggle to understand how.
Ellen Road is a hard place to go to.
Yeah, but then the kind of quality Bournemouth has now, I think the newly promoted teams are giving a really good account of themselves. I saw a statistic that said that as of like before this match day began, they have more points than the last 2 sets of newly promoted teams put together, and that was really impressive. So I think they are doing well, but still, with the kind of quality Bournemouth have, I think they should at least be able to see out a result there and not go behind and be pegged
When
back.
it comes to Bournemouth, they have good quality. The one thing I've noticed about them, if you can match
they are
their
physically.
intensity, you stand a chance of getting one
True.
and getting the result.
True.
If you look at the big teams, mostly the reason why they tend to do so well against the big teams is that their players cover a lot more distance.
Yeah.
They run a lot. They force the issue a lot. You understand? So a team like Leeds United at Inland Road, one thing that you can never take away from them
They
is
are
their
running.
commitment.
They are
They will
running.
run all day.
Yep.
And I'm sure it came down to that. It came down to that. What was the intensity? Can you match me for intensity? Yes. Then if you can't, then let's go at it. And for me, I think the 2-2 was a fair reflection. But I'm happy Antoine Semenyo again was on the score sheet.
Antoine Semenyo again on the score sheet. I'll bring you a few statistics and then we'll talk through them before we wrap up the show. Keep your messages coming though. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Drop us also a message on YouTube. There are a couple more games to come in the PL today, but we will not be focusing on those. There's a game between Nottingham Forest and Sunderland currently happening. It's 9 minutes played. It's goalless in that game. There's also Spurs versus Wolves a little later on today. That game is at 7 p.m.
Just on the Forest game,
Yeah.
Ant has already gone 4 games without a win now and lost the first 2. I think drew the next 2, and
4 games already.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It doesn't take a lot for you to start being under pressure, especially when you realize the manager that he came to take over for and what he was able to achieve. It won't be too long now that people will see Nuno at West Ham and start doing a direct comparison of how well Nuno has been.
Especially if Nuno quickly turns the situation there around.
As for Nuno appointment at West Ham, I have my concern about that.
Which one?
Yeah, he'll be asking these players to do things that they cannot do, especially the distance. The West Ham is a very lazy team.
Very.
If you look at the group
Very.
of players there,
Very.
they are lazy.
Very.
That is being one of the
And the
biggest
team lacks
problems.
athleticism. They are very slow.
The midfielder, especially the midfielders.
Ward-Prowse.
Lethargic.
Lethargic. That's the word. That's the word.
And at this
Lethargic.
level, that is fundamental.
Yep.
That's the basic.
In the PL, if you can't run, you are
Forget
in
it.
trouble.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe he'll get them to play a low block, very compact to limit
That's
the area they cover.
typical
and then hit
Nuno.
one on the on.
Try and
on
get
the
like
break.
3 wins under his belt,
Yes,
stabilize
and
his
stabilize
team.
the
His
ship.
attack is what Fulkrug and like those are his
Fulkrug and
strikers. Like,
Lefuji. The only person who would think will run a bit with Joe Boyne
And
then,
Somerville.
Somerville. But once you leave the two and they take off, the rest will be slagging behind and not even getting to support them. How long would they be able to continue? So maybe
I think
I think this would be his most difficult job in England.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping he does. So I'm really hoping, because this EPL will need West Ham to come back to their usual self. West Ham, where they will not win the league, but they were that team. You remember the days of Dimitri Payet and co.
They were good.
They were
And
very good.
Our own Andrea, I
And
believe, was in the mix.
remarkable,
You know?
They were a very good team, and when you meet them, you have to work yourself out to get any result against. But right now, it's been so easy, free roll, very easy to just go pass, shoot, check, and go. When they are running as if they are jogging. Oh, Charlie.
But I think it might.
It might just work, yeah.
It might just end up working because he might just pull off what David Moyes did, as in
No, I trust
not
him.
be too
Just
stylistic
he's-
or over stylistic.
In fact, that is
just
his,
keep it simple
that is his biggest
and
strength.
work on the basics.
That
As
is
you
his
look at
biggest
West Ham,
strength.
for instance, how many goals have they conceded
Yeah.
from set pieces,
Yeah.
particularly corner kicks?
Yep.
A lot.
Exactly. Those are the things that he will be
In
targeting.
fact, that guy, I don't think he gets enough props for
He's a-
how good
and
he
that's
is.
what
He's a
David Moyes
brilliant.
did.
He's a brilliant
That's what
manager.
David Moyes did. Stabilize the ship and managed to get those creative players like
I agree.
Paqueta
I
and
agree.
Mohamed Kudus. So once he's
I
able
agree.
to stabilize the ship or steady the ship, then maybe in the January transfer window,
Get
that's
a
when
goal
you bring
scorer.
in guys who can run a
They
little
need a
bit.
goal scorer too. I don't like
Fulkrug
folk.
is fine. I think
if
what
they can
they
feed
need is
him.
mobility
I
in
think
the middle.
I think one of the things that will help Nuno the most about the type of coach he is the fact that, one, he's a very, very pragmatic coach.
Yeah.
So he looks like the guy who walk into West Ham and look at the team and just play to the strengths
Let's
of the team.
play boring football.
is what
If,
he
if
should
that's
do.
what will give us
Play
results.
to the strengths of the
Yep.
team and stabilize things out. So
Yeah.
I think that's is something that I expect to see with the team. I expect to see them play way more pragmatic football going forward
Yeah.
if he comes in. And if he manages to stabilize them, I think then in January he does something a bit different with the guys he brings in terms of attackers, and we can see something. But Nuno is if anybody can do a heck of a job with that West Ham
It's
job,
Nuno.
is Nuno.
And I think it's key to mention that like some of the players who he had, the way we regard them now was a little different. Langa was now
Also,
coming
can
from
you
United.
put the thing on the other games so that we see.
The Langa was now coming from United. He wasn't. Chris Wood was just your tall,
Yeah.
lumpy striker. But
Yeah.
then he's been able to transform some of those players into really good footballers. So we can see what he'll do at West Ham.
We'll see what we do at West Ham. Let's get to that Real Madrid Atletico game. Coach, let me start off with you and let's try and break that game down. An absolute thrashing at the hands of city rivals Atletico. Atletico don't get it like this against Real Madrid.
They really
I'm going to
did it.
pull out a head-to-head of the results between them, but this is bad. This was a really bad performance.
Look, I'm not surprised. I mean, you and myself, we've had this discussion several times, and we've looked at the Real Madrid team, and I've always said that they are winning games, but I'm not happy with the manner in which they're winning the games, because they tend to give too many chances away.
Yeah.
And some of the penalties that they've been awarded, dubious penalties left, right, center. Then they go, no, but we've watched them. Something
Facts.
that is not
Facts.
penalty, then they'll
Actually,
give them to that.
So
We
just
saw
on
that
that,
in
Nuno
the
has already
Champions
reported for
League.
training. He's already at West Ham now.
Yeah, he's a West Ham. He's their new coach. And then, so you remember the last time we spoke about? I said, look, the day Real Madrid meets a team that will test their defense without fear and favor, I think they will struggle. And today, it took established players, take it or leave it. This Atletico, a team with Julian Alvarez, Antoine Griezmann, and then the Norwegian striker
Sola.
Soho. These guys, on their day, they can handle any team. Oh.
True.
You remember last year they played Barcelona to a pulsating 4-4, 3-3, and then
There was a 2-1 they won at
Yes,
the Montjuic. That
at the
game,
Montjuic, yes.
yeah,
They
really
won.
good game.
and Barca came back, I think, to beat them in
their home, 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2. And you look at them and you look at the even when the game was ongoing, I said something that look, Militao, Holson, and even the boy at left back, the former Manchester United Carreras. I think he's a good player going forward. Defensively, he's good, but physically, he's not that there.
Yeah.
And you could see on the second goal that Atletico scored. I looked at the clip again and I blamed him for that because he saw the striker coming. But if you are Militao, there's no leader. Nobody controls anybody at the back of Real Madrid. I would have thought that if you look at those guys, the Militao is the most experienced of them all. So he takes charge. Look, on set pieces, this is my man, this is your man. Per the trajectory of the ball, we can hand over responsibility. But it should be intermittent, not something on a permanent, regular base. But from what we saw, anytime the ball was floated in the box, Militao was nowhere closer to Solo. And you could see the goal coming. And Atletico too saw that and said, if we can put him a delicious cross. Solo too is a very good header of the ball.
He's a big guy. He's very strong.
He's big and he's strong. For a big a player he is, he's the type of striker.
Let me give you a quick update. So there's a game happening between Juventus and Atalanta. Is that Kamaldeen? Looks like Kamaldeen has scored for Atalanta. Hold on a second.
I mean,
So Kamaldeen, okay.
He's dancing around him.
This is more like it.
This is the Kamaldeen.
This is more like it. The stop and go, the finish, left foot finish, fantastic. So back-to-back games, Kamaldeen has scored for Atalanta.
That game, he scored and assisted.
He gave an assist.
He scored and assisted, plus another goal.
This
That's
is the
really
team
impressive.
for him. This is the league for him.
Yes.
Not the previous league, not the previous team. I remember very well when he was going to that previous team, and some of us were complaining. Some people thought that we don't want the best for him. No, he's a young lad, still being developed.
Team that's expressive.
You walk him into a team that will not battle relegation. So as a young player, he's free to express himself. Once his teammates acknowledges the fact that he's that type of player, give the ball to let him express. We'll do the experience part
And
of
it's
the
against
job for him.
Juventus.
It's against Juve.
Big time.
Look at the quality of the goal.
The goal is
Dance
so good.
past our three
The
defenders.
goal is so
Put
good.
the ball on his left dummy and
Speaking
then
of so
whap.
good, you remember there was a time where Chelsea fans were like, "Oh, bring the Barca highline, bring the Barca highline." Now they say we don't need the Barca highline.
No, but they did the Bayern highline. How did that go?
Interesting. So Kamaldeen with some heroics there for
That's a good goal. That's
Atalanta.
a fantastic goal.
Guys, the last time Real Madrid beat Atletico by a healthy margin like this, or last time Atletico beat Real Madrid by a margin like this, I believe I've
Should
had
be that
to go
4-0.
back.
Should be a 4-0.
That was a long time.
A really long time ago.
There's a 4-2 in here from the 2024 Copa del Rey.
Okay.
So that's 4-2. That's
What
the
about
biggest.
in the league? In the league, it should be a 4-0. If I'm not
league,
mistaken. It should be a 4-0 somewhere.
which is a long time ago.
Yes.
It's a long
That-
time.
if you can't- you see-
I don't have it even on my sheet.
4-0 is that?
Which year is this? Which season?
2015.
2015. That's a long time ago.
4-0.
Last big
Griezmann scored in that game
Yeah,
as well.
Griezmann scored in that game.
last big win for them was 4-2. So this is not something that typically happens to Real Madrid. Florentino will be very upset. He doesn't like losing to
No, but I like his
Atletico.
last picture. You remember when they went 2-1 up, he was smiling and showing his teeth. When the fifth goal went in, he attended to his phone.
So Florentino Perez there doing his thing. Let me read a few of your messages and then we will be wrapping up here
Speaking of message,
on the Republic of Football.
Marina Bright, though, a big fan of the City Sports Desk.
He's misbehaving over there. He's a Barcelona fan.
Is it? Otuado might be a better manager than Amorim.
Oh, Charlie.
It's close.
Battle of the Intebe managers. Anyway, more messages. Let me read some of the messages that have come through. This one says, Ayuba Halilu from Kaswa says, I should understand that Maresca himself knew he made a mistake and handed over the win to Apeke Amorim and his slaymen. Alidin from Ablo Ajay says, regarding the Chelsea game, the red card came in the 53rd minute. A champion came on for Santos in the 54th minute. This one's from Tech says, I think Amorim is the next manager to be sacked. You don't know Ineos. Ineos is not sacking anybody. Usaini from Ashaiman says that Bruno is like a big fish in a sea of swollen smaller fishes under a stubborn coach. Man, you pa. CK from Ashaiman says that I said before the season began that Pep and Man City will not be any special compared to last season. They might win today's game against Burnley, but it won't change anything. In relation to Rodri, it is always difficult for players to pick up their prime form immediately after recovering from an injury. Moreover, Pep has sent most of his playmates away. Hopefully, Crystal Palace does the Lord's work, or they did the Lord's work exactly, depending on which side
That is
of
Arsenal
the
supporter.
divide you find yourself. So that's what happened. Let me tell you who is leading the goal scorers charts and whatnot. Haaland has 8 goals so far this season. The next guy has 4 goals. That's what's going on. And guess who is nowhere to be found on the goal scorers charts? Mohamed Salah, completely missing. So Haaland is on 8 goals. Igor Thiago, Brazilian striker for Brentford, is on 4 goals. Jadon Anthony of Burnley is on 4 goals. Antoine Semenyo, AFC Bournemouth, Ghana, on 4 goals. Hugo Ekitike is Liverpool's top goal scorer in the league. He's on 3. Enzo Fernandez is on 3. Wilson Isidore is on 3. Ismail Assar 3. Gyökeres 3. Richarlison 3. The 3
I think Salah is also on 3.
on 3. Well, he doesn't reflect on the page, so that is an indictment on him. That's all.
Very high standard.
Yes, by his very high
But how
standard.
many games have been played?
We don't care. Why is Igor Thiago on 4
6
goals?
games.
Igor Thiago. So why is Ekitike your top goal scorer?
We can pull out
In
Salah's
fact,
stats from.
I'm only picking on Salah because I'm trying to highlight the fact that he's not contributing goals and assists is part of why Liverpool are also struggling. We always look at things from the defensive side, but if you look at Mohamed Salah's
No, but he's
record.
got some decent assists. So.
True. No, I'm not even disputing that. I'm saying that when Salah gets on the score sheet, most often
he
than not,
makes it
Liverpool
easy.
will win the
He
game.
makes it easy.
Like he's not scoring, and he's not been as involved as you'd want him to be this season.
That one even
I feel same too. I feel
like
same
Adam
too.
said, I think a lot's going on in the Liverpool team. They are trying to tweak, adjust.
And I feel like a lot of the tweaking and adjusting they're trying to do is because of his presence, the few they will miss during the AFCON, and looking forward to an era without him. So they are trying to prepare for that.
There's that. So there's a lot going on with Mohamed Salah. Like I said, not part of the big goals. Let me give you an update. So still goalless between Nottingham Forest and Sunderland. Game is 23 minutes old. There are a couple of other leagues still happening, so other matches happening. When you get to Spain, we've gone through the big game already. Real Madrid succumbing to a heavy defeat at the hands of Atletico Madrid. 5-2 is how that game ended. Mallorca currently up against Deportivo Alaves. It's 23 minutes played in that game. It's goalless as well. There's a game between Villarreal and Athletic Club to come a little later. Earlier today, there was Getafe and Levante. Ended 1-1 in that particular game. So points split in that encounter. Let me take concluding thoughts from you guys, and then we'll take it away. Yeah, let me start off with you. What's been your standout from the matches that we've gone through, the discussions that we've been through today? It's been a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, standout. I don't think Man United will cut it. Yeah, they lost to Brentford, but they've lost to Brentford over the past 3 seasons, especially at the GTEC Community Stadium. So it's not
Nothing serious.
It's not surprising to me. It's not a standout moment for me. But standout will be Atletico Madrid's demolition of.
Real
Can I
Madrid.
say demolition?
It
Yeah.
is a
5-2.
5-2.
Oh yeah, demolition. Yeah, yeah. Demolition 5-2.
5.
Yes, I thought for a second
That's a
it was
lot.
going to be the usual. Atletico Madrid will play well. They'll start the game very well.
Yeah.
They'll take a lead, and then they'll succumb to Real Madrid eventually.
Yep.
But now I look at the way they stepped up and didn't fold.
Mm-hmm.
They went down by 2-1. They came back into the game very strongly, and then went ahead to deliver a beating of Real Madrid. I think that's the standout performance for me, followed by Crystal Palace win over Liverpool. Look, if they had ended up beating Liverpool, like let's say 4-0, which they should have, then that would have been my top pick.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they blew all those chances and got lucky more or less in the end to end up winning that game, I think they will fall in second place. But standout performance, it has to go to Atletico Madrid. Brilliant job that they delivered on Real Madrid.
Manuel?
Noteworthy is just, I know it's not that impressive now that United are still losing, but I have been more disappointed
With Brighton in third place. Yeah, their win over Chelsea will fall in third place in my ranking.
Yeah. So like I was saying, I think even though United, the loss is not surprising. I think at some point we need to. There's always been mitigating factors. Last season, it was him trying to get ready for the Europa League. This season, he's still trying to get his team sorted. And I just think all in all, put together, if Newcastle win tomorrow against Arsenal, United are back in 15th. And regardless of everything that's happened between last season and this season, even though they will say they have a better squad, I don't think they've improved that much.
It's not showing.
It's not showing, and I think that if that's, even though it's the standard from last season, I think that's alarming because last season wasn't meant to be the standard. But in terms of surprising, I think it's Liverpool. I think people who have been watching have been saying that they've been seeing this coming all along. And bad performances. I was also thinking that at some point players will just start clicking and everything will work out. So I think Slot needs to figure out how to get his team to play well. In my view, maybe he might have to sacrifice Vert for a bit, put Soboslai back in midfield, and then just try it from there. But but for Crystal Palace, I think it's just really impressive. This is the third time that they've played Liverpool since they've been FA Cup champions. Third time since Liverpool have been Premier League champions as well. And I think they're unbeaten against Liverpool. And I think that's
There's something in there.
Slots can't seem to crack
and I think at first I thought Glasner was preparing for the Conference League, but looking at him on the touchline, I think he's trying to stick it even deeper than maybe
he's a brilliant manager. There's a reason he has not renewed his contract at Palace. He's eyeing a move to a big club.
I said this thing last week here that he's eyeing about two big clubs in England that he's looking.
Somebody will get fired soon.
Yeah, somebody will get fired soon.
No, it's true. Somebody will get fired soon. And a lot of the big teams have eyes on him and Iraola.
Him and
something
and similar to the Nuno thing. If you wanted to get in the manager now, I think you should just act fast. Act fast. Don't wait until someone else appoints him.
Definitely Liverpool to me. Madrid, I kind of think the warning signs were there from the beginning of the season. Liverpool kind of looked like they will mess around and start getting better. So from what coach said, that the amount of chances they conceded today, that's what stuck out.
Very alarming.
It was really alarming, especially in the first half. It was like almost like chance after chance. It got to a point almost every Palace surge forward looked like a goal-threatening situation. So that should really scare Liverpool fans. And the fact that some of their players aren't clicking yet, and we are getting close to match week 10, because after match week 10 it starts to really look like what your season is really going to be like. So like that's just it for me. Madrid should be disappointed, but I still think there's a lot left to play, and Madrid kind of had a lot of individual brilliance that can bail them out in a lot of situations. They just have to find a way to let all of that come together.
That is what they've been doing since getting individual brilliance to come together. Anyway, Coach, your thoughts on the action from today?
Yeah, I will look at the Manchester United game, and if you're a United fan, you should be a bit worried that one would have thought after beating Chelsea last week,
you kick on from there.
Go get your second win. You're going to be playing Sunderland next, get 3 wins out of 3, and then go to Anfield and see how you test yourself against Liverpool. But what is going to happen is that because they were unable to win today's game, it's going to bring back the pressure, and I'm a bit worried for the manager because I do support him in thick and thin, but I will completely not be with him any longer if I see Bayenda in post next week against Sunderland. He should not.
You mean that would be the straw that breaks your back?
That would be. I will not even wait for game week 10 to begin to be overly critical about him. If I see Bayenda closer to the Man United goal post, even on the touchline, then I think I'm already.
The manager is not serious.
He's not serious. I think he's coaching to get himself sacked and walk away with 12 million.
Let me make my submission. First, 2 things. Palace Liverpool definitely sticks out for me. I think that Glasner has outcoached Slot in every game they've played. The last 3 matches at least, he's outcoached him in all the games that have been played. Slot was looking busy on the bench today. I did not see the impact on the pitch. And as for defensive frailties, you inherited a team that gave you a solid defensive base last season. I'm not sure why you'd want to completely overhaul that. They need to get it together. And I think they felt that they had something in Gioni, and then he suffered his ACL injury. They thought that they might have had an alternative to Konate if they wanted to move away, but now you don't. So your options are short. I
But
think
I saw
Liverpool.
this boy in midweek, the Italian boy.
He picked up an ACL injury.
He's the one I'm talking about.
Oh boy,
He's out for like the next
ACL.
8 months.
8 months.
Jesus Christ.
He's a very good
It was
player.
a week of injuries, though, so
Yeah.
he picked up an injury. Barcelona's goalkeeper picked up an injury.
Yeah.
I think there's somebody else who picked up a big injury
So
in midweek. There were a series
that's
of
what I'm saying.
injuries that
So
happened in midweek.
the Gioni injury just complicates things for Liverpool. I think they need to prioritize getting a centre back ASAP. And talking about prioritizing getting centre backs, Real Madrid need to be more up and doing with buying players. Like I said, certain players shouldn't have returned to the team this season. They should have been more deliberate with buying centre back. Yeah, Dean Huijsen was nice, but you don't need this obsession with passing defenders is what is ruining football. You need to go out there and buy defenders who can actually defend. There's a young chap at Atalanta I really like. I don't think anybody bought him. What's his name? Giorgio Scalvini. I don't know
Scalvini
if
is a really good player.
6'4", big guy, can pass, and is a rugged defender. He can do other things you want. Probably will cost you a lot of money, but I thought he was better than Dean Huijsen. Anyway, Dean Huijsen has not impressed me at all. They say he can pass, but he's not impressed me at all. Like
But he's been passing.
I've seen him. He has like two red cards under his belt already in less than 15 matches for Real Madrid. I don't know what's going on, but I hope they can get it together. Guys, thank you very much for coming through. It's been absolutely wonderful hanging out. Yaya Jamie, Tamanoa Kwache, Adam Kai, and Coach Christopher. Namely, big shout outs to the YouTube community for making this happen. I have a few names that I need to shout out before we go. Cove Town Babe, Junior, Wilson Klopp. Let me see. Dinam Ashigbe, Sweet Kwame, and all the guys. Big Ant. Shout outs to you guys for making the show what it is. Elvis Lampard. Same time tomorrow will come your way. We have a big game tomorrow between Arsenal and Newcastle, so there's a lot to chew on as far as the Republic of Football is concerned. Until then, keep your dial right here. Keep doing the listening. We're out.